Yes, karibuni. Welcome to our show tonight. It's my hope that you are doing well. I just want to welcome you now ili tuweze kugonga hii show haraka haraka. Thank you. Happy Easter. Yeah, I hope you have been doing well. Yeah, so welcome to our show tonight. And I want to discuss about the one-time boom. Vile the one-time battalion in Kenya is receiving mega support, which actually they were not expecting. So that will be our talk line today, because I think God has been on their side, and there is a lot which is happening in the one-time brigade, which they should not take casually. Yeah, so karibuni sana, and it's my hope that you are doing well. I don't know why Ruto feels that there is a competition point. Sijui kwa nini Ruto hajaelewa bado hakuna mtu anamtaka. So like, even with the stupidity which Mutaingonyi is bringing at the tyranny of small numbers. So that is what now, and na sijui nani alipea Mutaingonyi that credibility at the end yatakuanga ati anadefine, ati he will be defining the politics of Kenya. Now Mutaingonyi is comfortably saying ati yes, ati the cousins have numbers, but ati our numbers are 9 million, but ati small tribes have I don't know, he was saying I think around 13.1 million. So alafu sasa ile swali najaribu kuuliza huyu Mutaingonyi mjinga, who told him that even these small tribes wako na haja na Ruto? Because now he has now shifted the narrative from tyranny of numbers to tyranny of small numbers. Who told him that hata hawa hizi tribes ndogo ndogo ziko na haja na Ruto? That is the stupidity which I don't know why somebody is learned anajiita Professor Mutaingonyi, but I don't understand why he doesn't get it that there is massive rejection of Ruto in Kenya. And he has to get that. There is massive rejection of Ruto even in his own Kalenjin land. Today, we have seen a serious thing from I think Kipsigis Nation through that former Nandi Hill MP. And I will show you here. Muone like the trajectory is changing. Ruto will have to, first of all, he has a threat even in his own home. Kwa nyumbani yako na threat. So ati hakuna ati story ati ya kusema ati Wakare washaungana. Hakuna kitu kama ati Wakare wameungana. In fact, Ruto has to return home as anakimbia kwa mlima. Tena jana namusikia ama ni juzi ati ako mlima ati akisema ati mimi sio wazimu, ati niachane na wale watu walinifanya rais. My friend, Bwana Ruto kuachana na watu is refusing to do the maiden thing ile ambayo inasaidia walio wengi. So when you are stealing from people, when you are destroying the economy, that is how you abandon people. So this idea whereby suddenly ati there are some people who are trying to claim that ati kuna kazi Ruto amefanya. Sijui kama mumeona of late kuna majamaa wanatokezea ati sijui they are like trying to show like ati the reason why Ruto should be elected again. Somebody who has been a pain in our ass for the last 3-4 years. Sasa kuna watu wanaanzia kusema ati afadhali huyu. Hakuna afadhali. There is no alternate to Ruto. Alternate to Ruto is death. So it has really puffed me kusikia vitu kama hizo. So and then kuna watu wengine ati wanasema sasa, now again people are trying to compare for us between Gachagua and Ruto. It's not about Gachagua here, and people have to know the fact that Gachagua is in our platform haimaanishi ni Gachagua tunachagua. That is also another stupidity. Nasikia sasa mnatuambia tuachane na Ruto. Sasa Gachagua ndiye solution. Gachagua is inherently in our side, but it doesn't mean that Gachagua ndiye tunachagua huko, ama Gachagua is not deciding for us. Gachagua ni vile alikuja on the side of the people, alitukuta huko. So this idea whereby like now people are saying sasa tutatoka kwa pande ya Ruto tuende kwa pande ya Gachagua, again that one is another stupidity which we should not listen to some of these lazy guys who are not understanding the modern day politics ya Kenya. Sababu siasa ya Kenya haiko hivyo wanataka tuamini. Siasa ya Kenya is much more complex than the way these people want us to believe. So We have to push hard, we have to do the right thing, and we have to make sure that Kenyans are going to get freedom for the first time. Because Ruto alikuja akawandanganya akasema Wakenya wanapata freedom, lakini hakuna freedom wanapata. Karibu sana Mama Mary, na before niweke Mama Mary, anaitwa Alfred Ketar. Nataka niwaekee huyo because kuna vile naona Ketar ana vibrate system. Nimeona kuna vile Ketar maybe let me watch because nimetumiwa hiyo video niangalie. So this idea whereby sasa watu wanasema sasa munataka tuachane na Ruto, sasa pande ya Gachagua ndio tutaenda. My friend, Gachagua is not defining our side, so I don't know why like people feel that ati pande yetu ni mbovu because Gachagua ako huko. Our side cannot be bad. So let me just natafuta tu jina ya hii video so that Mama Mary to just give me a minute because this video will help you actually internalize the issues. Sijui kama ndio nasikia kuna mambo inajipika huko Emurua Dikil, something like that. Something is boiling up. Emurua Dikil. Emurua Dikil, Kipsigis shift. Yeah, I think it is in somebody's show. Ndio hii. Okay. So Mama Mary tu nipe tu dakika moja, you will be speaking. Please just sijui kama unataka kukimbia kwa kazi. Maybe kama unataka kukimbia kwa kazi naweza kupea nafasi. Mama Mary, pengine nisikuzuilia alafu ni. Mama Mary, are you going for work right now?
Yes, I'm going to work.
Okay. You can react basi. Go ahead.
So, habari yako Njiru wa
Njema kabisa.
Kila mtu hali yako na msalimia sana. Mimi niko salama, salamini. Nimefikiria tu nijiunge nawe Njiru kwa sababu kuna mengi ambayo yanaendelea na ninafikiri Mungu wetu atatubariki na tutaendelea na hiyo njia na kusiwe na mabadiliko yoyote ya kuchafua yale ambayo watu wanatengeneza ama kuharibu. I'm looking at our people. I think people are waking up. Wale walikuwa wamelala, sijui kama walikuwa wamelala ama walikuwa wanasusia ama walikuwa wanajiandaa, because really things are working and ni ile wakati kunakuwa ni matangazo mazuri ambayo tunasikia, though we haven't been out of the woods, we are still in the wood, but we will still keep on fighting. Mambo mengi ambayo yamefanyika ni ya kuwa wananchi wamegutuka na wamekuja kuelewa kikulacho kiko wapi. It is very sad, na nikiangalia nione kama sasa, I don't know whether I believed my ears vile nilisikia Kithure Kindiki amesema. Surely that was something very, very strange, but not strange into the way people take it, strange things, but to see that people have come to realize things are not working and it is not going to work. Na hii mpangilio ambao tunapangwa na huyu mtu tuachane nayo, tuache kupangwa, tujipange sisi, kwa sababu sisi ni wengi na sisi ndio tunajua maumivu yetu pahali imefika. Okay, right now nimeona amesema atanyang'anya Kithure Kindiki security. security, Kithure Kindiki should not be scared.
No, hebu nikuuliza kidogo Mama Mary, hebu tulia hapo. Kuna news inaoneshana Kithure Kindiki anapokonywa watu. Kwani unataka kusema Kithure Kindiki na Ruto kwani wameanzia kutofautiana? Maybe because in your presentation that's what I'm getting from you. Wameanzia kutofautiana.
There is something, that is what I'm saying, whether I heard clearly from Kindiki that tufanye ile kitu ndio Ruto aritae aende, you know, tumtoe. I have that clip nilisikia, I don't know, lakini ni yeye mwenyewe ameongea hiyo maneno, isipokuwa siwezi kuelewa alisema hivyo akimaanisha nini. But as far as I could connect, Kithure Kindiki is not happy wherever he is.
Do you think now, Mama Mary kidogo, Mama Mary, do you think Kithure Kindiki understands that watu wa Mlima wameshift kabisa?
Exactly. He understands. Right now he understands, and he knows very well that things are not boiling well for him if he keeps on going on that side. I think he was in Meru, something like that. He said something, unless even AI. Yeye mwenyewe aliongea. Na saa hii nimeona clip, I'll take your security, I will withdraw your security. Ruto should not be undermining people's idea or thinking ati kwa sababu atatoa security. Kutoa security, what does that mean? Kithure Kindiki deserves to have security until the day he'll move out of that kind of job. Because this security is being paid by the wananchi. It's not paid by Ruto. Ruto has taken our country, he has captured our country completely. Hata kama ni chakula unakula, unaambiwa hiyo hutakula leo, enda ukalale ukiwa na njaa. Leo hutakula mchele, utakula, I mean, controlling people to some ways that we are like his children. Hata watoto wake saa ingine anaweza kuwafanyia hivyo wawe unruly. Because it is becoming so bad, ati yeye ako na uhuru ama nguvu za kuondolea mtu security kwa sababu umekatana na mambo yake. We are not going to agree with the shifter. Mtu ambaye anaua watu, mtu ambaye hana haja na maisha ya watu. And we agree with you, I won't. And so when I disagree with you, you shouldn't take it personal. It's because of your ideas which are not good. You are ruling people with fist. Na hiyo iwezekani. Mimi niko na nyumba yangu ambayo sasa ukinionyesha fist, watoto wangu nitawaonyesha nini? So leave us alone. Tuwe na idea zetu na wewe uwe na idea yako. Na yako ikikataliwa, usipigane na watu. Usipigane na watu. Ulisema wewe uko na agenda. Agenda yako itumie. Wale wengine watumie agenda yao. Ifurahiwe ama isifurahiwe. You cannot force people to do what you want. And it is not right. It is not correct. It is not, people are not with it. Don't tell us what you want you to do that we are going to follow. I wish you are doing the right thing in our country. Tuwe tuko against your right thing. Hata sisi tutajidharau. Lakini usituonyeshe ati sisi tuishi kama maskini katika nchi yetu. Tuishi kama slaves in our own country. Alafu tuendelee na kukuabudu. We can't do that. And we are not going to adhere with that. Give us a break. Wewe fanya mambo yako na sisi tufanye yetu, tukutane mbele. Na usije kuwa unasikia uchungu, unasikia ati kuumiza watu wale wengine kwa sababu wamekataa nia yako. Nia yako ni yako, nia ya wale wengine ni ya wale wengine. Lete agenda yako hiyo unasemaga, na wale wengine wataleta agenda yao. And it doesn't matter when you bring it. You bring today, I bring mine even the day after. Kwa hivyo usiniharakishe, wewe fanya yako. Na vile unafanya, ujue kabisa wananchi wanakuangalia. They are looking at you. They want to know where you are taking them. Na wananchi hawawezi kubaliana na wewe just anyhowly. Kwa sababu wao ndio wanaumia. Emuru wa Dikiri, I think they have a protest, Njiru. That is what I saw a clip. Na niko na swali moja, Njiro. I don't know anybody in our forum or anywhere who are listening to us. Who knows where this guy went? Because I really feel so sad. Unakumbuka yule kijana alienda kuangalia pahali ndege ya Ng'eno ilianguka? I understand that that man was beaten so bad by goons. Yeah, Sudi. I don't know how correct it is. I just want to know whether he's still okay. Where is he? Because I've never seen him again. And you can imagine, mtu ambaye ataki kukanushwa ni mtu mbaya sana, very dangerous in a country, especially a country like Kenya, whereby people like freedom. Sisi tunataka freedom na a very big change in our country. That is what we want this time round. Mtu asitukomeshe, asituambie tunyamaze. We are not going to keep quiet. Our country deserves better. Na uwezi kuja na hiyo tabia ambayo uko nayo uanze kutuambia vile tutaishi. Sisi tumezoea. Our culture, we have gotten used. Don't change our culture. And you're not going to succeed in our country to change our culture. Our culture will stand. Tutaendelea na culture zetu, tutaendelea na mambo yetu. Freedom Kenya lazima iingie. And we must have a very, very great, big change in our country. Because tumeona ni mazoea watu wamekuwa nayo. Tumeona watu wametuzoea, wameona sisi wajinga, na ndio unaona Ruto anatuona sisi wajinga. He can tell us today something so that we adore him. And then tomorrow he come with another one. That one is gone. Na hata timiza. Hii mambo yote anaingilia na kwenda kuokota watu. Akisikia hapa watu wanamkataa, anaenda kuokota watu wa aina nyingine ati ndio aonyeshane kuna follow up yake. We are not going to agree. We are so many outside apart from that group you assort there keeping you company kwa sababu ya hiyo maovu yako. You are not going to cover up anything that you did. Everything that you did in our country, that innocent people lost because of your hands, because of your behavior, we are going to percolate. We are going to follow it one by one. We are not going to leave it. Kwa hivyo Wakenya wetu, tuendelee na huo mwenendo. Tushikane pamoja. Let's fight for our freedom in our own country. You can imagine, we are fighting freedom in our own country from an African man. Mtu ambaye ni Mkenya, anajiita Mkenya, ndio anatufanya ati tupiganie uhuru wetu. Uhuru wa Kenya yetu. We will fight it and we will get it. We are not joking. We are fighting because we have lost a lot of people, innocent people, for no reason. Watu ambao tungekuwa na wao tunafurahiana pamoja, lakini kwa sababu ya uovu wako umeendelea kuwaua. Unaua watu na unajifanya si wewe uliwaua. Alafu unaanza kuchezea wenye walipoteza watoto wao. Wenye walipoteza wapendwa wao, unawachezea game. Hiyo game imeisha na itakwisha. And I'm saying, Ruto, either you be in jail or you go exile. Kenya yetu haitaongozwa na mtu kama wewe. Nashukuru sana. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mama Mary, and thank you for that entry phrase. We are here because we want to rescue our nation. Karibu sana, David. And we have to fight for a nation like we have never fought before. Because if we don't fight for this nation, our nation is on the verge of collapsing in the name of kuna watu wanajaribu kutuambia ati hatuwezi chagua pande ya Gachagua. Nao hiyo ndio ile siasa wameanzia kutuletea. Sasa mnatuambia tusichague Ruto. Sasa ni pande ya Gachagua mnataka tuende. I don't know why Ruto idiot feel like pande yetu inachaguliwa ati hiyo pande ya Gachagua ndio mnataka tuende. I don't know why they are trying to say like pande yetu ni sababu ya Gachagua. No, Gachagua is part of the mix. Gachagua, unajua hii mail hapa ya upinzani ni buffet. So now they are now pointing on viazi kwa buffet. Hiyo siwezi kula hiyo buffet sababu hiyo viazi iko hapo juu. Na buffet iko na nyama, iko na mchele, iko na vitu mob. So now they have now started pointing to Gachagua. That's what they are saying, by the way. Ati Sasa mnatuambia tusichague Ruto. Sasa mnataka tuende hiyo pande ya Gachagua. Now, and it's a well orchestrated campaign ya kujaribu kumadfling opposition and trying to show that the opposition is all about Gachagua. Gachagua is an element in opposition. Yeah, anyway, wacha kwanza nisimamia hapo. Kipril, relax kidogo. We will do the videos together. David, karibu, and can you react to this one-term boom which we are seeing? Alfred Ketel on a splinter challenge. Ruto anajaribu kujitetea, anaenda ati huko mlimani ati anasema mimi siwezi achana na nyinyi, lakini vitendo zinaoneshana tofauti. Good. David, go ahead.
Jiro, kitu ya kwanza ni kukusalimia muda mrefu. Thank you, na Mama Mary, asanti kwa kuchagia kwako, nimekusikia. The one time bomb sasa hata ndio iko kilele kulingana na maoni yangu. Ni sababu kwanza juzi wakati tulipoona ile muungano ilikuwa huko kwa mazishi Kirinyaga, hiyo ilitatisa mlengo wa Kasongo kabisa. Kitu ya kwanza walipoona ile muungano ya Uhuru Kenyatta, na zaidi hata kando na Uhuru ukaweza kuona Orengo alikuwa huko. Orengo akasherekewa sana na watu, na si wa mlima. Watu wangesema ni watu wa mlima walikuwa pamoja. Hata kando na akina Eugene Wamalwa ambao walikuwa wametoka nje ya mlima, Orengo anajulikana ako katika mlengo wa Sifuna. Hiyo ni kitu ilitatisa mlengo wa Ruto na watu wake. Sana sana kuona mpaka Uhuru mwenyewe anashika masikio akisema tunasikiliza ground. Hata mimi wakati huo sikulala, ni sababu ya furaha. Ni sababu nilikuwa ninajiuliza wakati kama huu utafika lini. Alafu wakaona iko sehemu ya Sifuna side ambao imeakilishwa hapo. Hiyo ni kitu ambao iliwatatisa sana. Alafu jambo lingine ni kama vile wanaona sasa pande ya Kindiki. Nimesikia ukiuliza mambo ya Kindiki. Kindiki naye ameona the more he tries, the more watu wanawa reject. Alipoona Kimani Ichung'wah, akina Muratha, hao wote walikatazwa kuongea na akina huyu anajiita Mlima Queen, huyu anaitwa Alice Ng'ang'a. Wakaona wanashawishiwa.
Hata yule mbunge wa Githunguri, hata mbunge wa Githunguri nimesikia leo anaongea in mixed language. Sijui mbunge wa Githunguri umesikia ati hata anasema ati mimi sio mjinga.
Gathoni Muchomba.
Hata yeye ameanzia kuna vitu anaongea, but watu let's not like try to say that ati wakuja, because unajua Gathoni wa Muchomba nasikia amesikia sasa vile ground inakaa. Unajua sasa kama sasa amejua, unajua alikuwa anafikiria juu ameruka kwa Ruto juu ile pesa alipewa, he thought that watu watamfuata, but ameanzia kuona hata watu waendi hiyo pande. Sasa nasikia sasa ati ameanzia kuambia watu mnafikiria mimi ni mjinga, mnafikiria mimi ni mjinga.
Exactly. Sasa wameona hao watu ambao wako na Ruto wameshaona sasa hii ground haibadiliki, hata ni moto inaweka zaidi. Gathoni wa Muchomba vile alikuwa anafuatwa na watu wa kwake Githunguri, alikuwa anafikiria akienda kusema ati hiyo ng'ombe wanasemanga ati inakamuliwa ile iko kwa joku, watu wake watamsikiliza. Na waona akienda huko ndio watu wanaenda the opposite side. Na pia Kindiki ametumia resources mingi sana. Na ninafikiria hiyo ulikuwa unauliza Mama Mary kama ni yeye alisema. Nilisikia tu script.
David umepotea.
permanent. Alikuwa anasema sio permanent. Unanisikia? Hello?
Yeah, go
Wanisikia?
ahead. Sasa unasikika, go ahead.
Yeah, Kindiki alikuwa anasema kuwa kwa kiti ati sio permanent ni sababu unajua ni mtu ambaye bado anaongeleshwa na wazee wa kwao. Nafikiria naambiwa sasa, wewe unajiigiza hapa na ni kwa matope unajiigiza. Huyu mtu wako unasema
kidogo David, I hand you to. Nasikia wazee wa Njuri Ncheko walimtembelea na wakamwambia hii serikali lazima utoke. Yeah. I'm hearing wazee wa Njuri Ncheko walimtembelea na wakamwambia hii serikali lazima utoke. So this is the first thing whereby unasikia mtu ni naibu wa rais na anaambiwa hii serikali lazima utoke. Can you react to that?
Exactly. Hata mimi niliweza kusikia fununu, although nitasema ni fununu, alitumia watu wa Njuri Njeke hiyo ya kwao. Akaambiwa wewe unafuata watu, unafuata mtu na watu wa kwako wamemkataa, wewe utasimama peke yako, utakuwa peke yako. Lazima sasa udecide kama ni kutoka ama ni kuachwa ukiwa peke yake. Kwanza ujue hiyo Njuri Njeke nasikianga inakuanga na very powerful forum katika pande ya Meru, na kwa hivyo unapoona sasa ameanza kushake ni kulingana na vile anaona sasa watu wa kwake na mpaka the council, the biggest council kwa upande wa kwao imemkataa, imeanza kumwalifu. Sasa hapa ni lazima utoke katika hii shimo. Hii shimo imechimbika na unazidi kuchimba. Na hawa watu Jiro, wacha nikuhakikishie, ni watu ambao wako na wazee ambao wanawaongelesha. Hata huyu Gathoni Mushomba bado ninasikia aliongeleshwa na akaambiwa sasa hata kama ni kitu ulipewa wewe, hii njia sasa mwelekeo ulichukua, sasa hii imekuangusha na itaenda kukumaliza. Kimani Ichung'wah anajua sasa for sure yeye ako nje, na watu wa huko wanajua Kimani Ichung'wah amejaribu kupewa pesa ya kufanya miradi huko Kikuyu, lakini watu wa Kikuyu wamemkataa in total, na mpaka wanafika kiwango wanamshautia nyamaza mbele ya rais. Ebu fikirie hiyo kitu, unanyamazishwa na watu mbele ya rais, mpaka wakaweza kuweka script ate ni Ruto sasa alikuwa anaweka watu wa kumshautia ndio wamumalize, ndio amuondoke. Mimi ninajua sasa hii boom, hii one time boom iko katika kilele, na for sure wacha nikwambie, kukikuwa na mbunge mmoja leo apeleke motion ya impeachment ya Ruto, ataaguka na atatolewa. Wacha kwanza nifike hapo ndiposa niweze kupatia mwingine nafasi. Na kama uko na swali uniulize.
Yeah, nitakuuliza, tulia kidogo, wacha kwanza ni I loop in Kipril hapa. Kipril, today we are talking about one time boom. Ni kama tumeanzia kuona kuna boom, especially kwa hiyo endangered community yenyu. Unajua wa Kipsigis tunawachukua kama endangered species, hawana tofauti sana na white rhino wasipojielewa. So bwana Kipril, can you react kabla nicheze video zako? Usiniambie mimi nimesema wewe ni DJ. Unajua wewe ni DJ wa Kenyan Democracy. Uko na habari hiyo? Kipril.
Cheza tu kwanza.
Sawa, wacha tusikie. Mbona sio video. Na pia tutacheza hiyo wa Kipsigis. Hiyo video wa Kipsigis hiyo lazima nikuchezee because I need to hear you reacting.
On keeping up with the Kenya Kwanza government.
Kwani mnafikiri ati kuna mtu atanitisha?
A man was buried in Kirinyaga 2 days ago, but by the time the speeches were done, it wasn't the man who got buried. It was William Ruto's peace of mind. Let me explain. It had barely been 24 hours since Gachagua, flanked by former President Uhuru Kenyatta, swept into Kirinyaga for what ended up being the most lethal political missile strike against Ruto.
Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, my brother, Ile NHIF ulipanga ilikuwa nafanya kazi mzuri, ilitolewa. Yule jamaa akaleta mnyama ingine anaitwa SHA. Sijui kama umeisikia Rais Kenyatta hiyo SHA. Inaitwa SHA Shi. Inafanya kazi? SHA inafanya kazi?
Then almost immediately, the president mounted his own offensive in nearby Nyeri town, just a stone's throw from Kirinyaga. In a political response aimed squarely at his rivals, while attending the AIPCEA Holy Oil Consecration Service, Ruto reminded residents of Nyeri where their loyalties once lay. He praised them for backing his 2022 victory, framing himself as a leader still deeply tied to the region and far from being finished with it.
Na mimi nataka niwahakikishie, mnanisikia vizuri? Mimi nataka niwahakikishie ya kwamba mimi nitarudi hapa kwa sababu niko na kazi kubwa ya kukamilisha hapa. Niko na kazi mingi. Bado niko na kazi ya barabara, niko na kazi hiyo ingine, niko na kazi hiyo ingine, na mimi niko tayari kwa mtihani. Kila mtu apimwe na kazi yake. Mtu ya kutukanana awekwe kwa kilo yake ya matusi. Mtu ya sarakasi na vitimbi awekewe ratili yake ya vitimbi. Mtu ya kazi kama mimi munitafutie kilo yangu, mimi nitaweka kilo yangu hapo ya kazi. Nego kanatiguo. Tutafanya namna hiyo. Ama mnasemaje?
Ruto also appeared to take direct aim at the renewed political chemistry between Gachagua and Uhuru Kenyatta in Kirinyaga. He insisted he remains unshaken, boldly claiming that no politician in Kenya has toured Nyeri more than he has.
Kwani mnafikiri ati kuna mtu atanitisha? Ati akuja atengeneze propaganda hapa, azunguke ati William Ruto. Mimi niko na uhusiano na watu wa Nyeri na haikuanza jana. Mimi nimekuwa hapa bwana. Kwanza hakuna kiongozi wa Kenya hii ambaye ametembea hii Nyeri kuliko mimi. Wale wote ambao wanajifanya ati wanataka kushindana na mimi, hakuna hata mmoja. Hawajui kanisa iko wapi, hawajui barabara iko wapi, hawajui kazi ya wananchi iko wapi. They don't know. Watu ya kuongea barabarani, prorojo, propaganda, must go, sijui, asongo, sijui. Hiyo nitapatana na hawa hapa mbele. Ama namna gani? Kila mtu atakuja hapa aseme mambo yake. Ama namna gani watu wa Nyeri? Yaani unafikiri kuna watu wanaweza kufikiria kwamba watanipigia kelele kidogo ati niwachane na watu ambao wamenifanya nikakuwa rais, niwachane na hawa? Kwani mnafikiri mimi ni wazimu? Haiwezekani hiyo. Watafute kazi nyingine ya kufanya, mimi niko hapa na tutakutana na hawa hapa. Nego kanatiguo. Mambo itakuwa namna hiyo. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niseme asante sana kwa kunikaribisha hapa Nyeri, na nitakuwa hapa tena na tena na tena mpaka Nyeri ibadilike na Kenya ibadilike.
That claim carried its own attention because Gachagua is a son of Nyeri, rooted in its politics and identity.
Huyu jamaa amejaribu kugawanya mlima Mount Kenya East and West. Na ndio mimi niko na vita na yeye. I cannot allow him. Because akifaulu tumekwisha. You know what we did in 1992. Matiba akasimama pande ile, Kibaki akasimama pande ile, moja akapitia katikati.
Uhuru, on the other side, remains one of Central Kenya's most influential figures. Yet, here was President Ruto, a man from Sugoi in Rift Valley, effectively arguing that his repeated visits in Nyeri give him a better reading of Nyeri County than the local sons themselves.
Kazi ya kuweka watoto wetu mahali pazuri. I want to ask parents, let us not surrender our children to other people. The church, let us not surrender the young people of our nation to foreign ideologies. To be able to contain drug abuse, and abuse of alcohol, it requires a whole of society approach. Lazima sehemu ya wazazi watimize sehemu yao.
Now, Ruto's offensive did not come from nowhere. It was plainly triggered by the sharp political blows delivered by Gachagua and Uhuru just a day earlier in Kirinyaga. At the burial ceremony of Senator Daniel Karaba, Gachagua told Ruto not to imagine that he and Uhuru Kenyatta would stay apart. Gachagua also suggested that the president still does not fully understand the political instincts of Central Kenya voters, especially their sense of loyalty and how they rally when they feel one of their own is under siege.
Ninaona hii watu ya Kasongo pale Ikulu wanashinda hapo mikutano wakisema ati Uhuru Kenyatta rais wetu hawezi fanya kazi na Rigiji. Mlijua namna gani? How do you know? Let me tell you Kasongo, wewe hujui sisi. The fact tulikupatia kura unafikiria wewe unatujua. In fact you think you are one of us. You are not. You don't know us. You don't know us. I've been personal assistant to President Uhuru Kenyatta for many years. I have worked with President Uhuru Kenyatta for 20 years, working close. Hii jamaa ameingia katikati yetu tumekosana mwaka 3. Sasa kati ya mwaka 3 na 20 ni gani mingi? So sasa na ni jamaa aliingia katikati yetu. Na Bishop, hii mambo ya Biblia sijui tutafanya nini. Unajua sisi wa Kristo, mtu akija na Biblia aseme ameokoka, aseme mwadhani ya gosho, tunasema amina. That is how we were conned, all of us. Jamaa alikuja na Biblia kubwa akasema mwadhani yake hata tukiuga hata. Lakini rais wetu najua saa nyingine mimi najilaumu ya kwamba nilidanganywa na nikapoteza watu wetu, na ninajilaumu, lakini najipatia nguvu. Ninasema kama mabishop walidanganywa, mapasta, mareverend, hii Rigiji mtu ya Munyoro ni nani?
Ile kitu kwa William Ruto, ile kitu inamna hii ndio atoke.
The atmosphere in Mount Kenya was tense, charged, and at moments openly hostile as Deputy President Kithure Kindiki stepped forward to address the crowd. What was expected to be a routine political engagement quickly turned into a revealing moment about the shifting ground beneath one of Kenya's most critical voting blocks. As Kindiki began speaking, interruptions from sections of the crowd grew louder. The heckling was persistent, cutting through his message and forcing pauses that underscored a deeper issue. The reception he once enjoyed in the region is no longer guaranteed.
Ngoge Mwindu. Sema.
Then came the remark that has since dominated political conversations. In a statement that has been widely circulated, Kindiki told the crowd, quote, "Next year, do what needs to be done so that Ruto can finish and retire." The wording, brief but loaded, immediately raised questions. Was this a call for political transition? Was it a strategic message to calm a restless base? Or was it simply a misinterpreted appeal for patience? Regardless of intent, the statement has been seized upon as a signal of possible cracks within the current political formation.
Kwa hivyo mmesema tuendelee? Mmesema tuendelee? Tuendelee namna hiyo? Next year mfanye ile kitu kwa William Ruto, ile kitu inamna hii ndio atoke, ndio amalize, aende retire.
The reaction of the ground offered its own interpretation. The heckling did not subside. If anything, it intensified at certain points, reflecting a discontent between the deputy president and the sections of the audience. For a region that played a decisive role in the last election, such scenes carry significant political weight. Observers know that Kindiki's tone throughout the engagements was markedly different from his earlier public appearances. Gone was the aggressive, high-energy delivery that defined his campaign trail speeches. In its place was a more measured, almost cautious approach, one that seemed to acknowledge the realities he now faces. At another event, Kindiki addressed the nature of his office directly. He described the deputy president's position as temporary, emphasizing that leadership roles are not permanent and that unity among leaders is more important than individual ambition.
Mimi ni kiongozi na kuna leo na kuna kesho, na hata baada ya uongozi tutabaki hapa tukiwa jamii moja. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Kwa hivyo sina problem na viongozi, hata wale wananitukana mimi nimewasamehe. I have forgiven them unconditionally.
This statement has been interpreted in multiple ways. On one hand, it reflects a pragmatic understanding of political cycles. On the other, it has fueled speculation that Kindiki may be preparing for a scenario where he is not part of the 2027 presidential ticket.
Walisema ati mimi nilisema ati sisi hatutaki kiti cha deputy president. Hiyo kiti ya deputy president ndio tunalenga sana. Hiyo ndio tunalenga.
Kuna wengine nimeona wanaongea mingi. Wanasema ya kwamba hapa chini watu wanaweza basi kama mkilete mchezo sisi pia tutalete presidential candidate, watu wakutane kwa kiwanja. Usicheze na sisi bana.
What we are negotiating about is the presidency. Hapo tuko hapo na President William Samoei Ruto. Kwengine huku tutafinyana. Na jana niulizwa kama moto umewaka haujawaka ndio waja.
That speculation is not without basis. For the first time, Kindiki openly hinted that his position as President William Ruto's running mate is not guaranteed. In Kenya's fluid political environment, such an admission is significant. It suggests internal calculations are already underway, even as the next election remains over a year away.
So long as I'm in this office, I will work so hard for the people of Embu, for the people of Kenya, kwa sababu mambo ya dunia, mambo ya ofisi, mambo ya uongozi ni mambo temporary, ni mambo ya muda. Wakati utafika, hata sisi tutaondoka. So I don't want to waste my time the way some characters wasted their time.
But perhaps the most intriguing part of his message was his stance toward his critics. Kindiki declared that he has forgiven them unconditionally, choosing reconciliation over confrontation. This remark has quickly been linked to former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, whose fallout with the current administration reshaped the political dynamics in Mount Kenya.
Na ule ananitukana ndugu yangu mimi nimemsamea. I have forgiven him. Na mimi sitamtukana, mimi sitamjibu, mimi sitamtusi, kwa sababu mimi najua kama mzee wa Njuri Ncheke uwezi tusi ndugu yako.
The possibility of a truce, or at least reduced hostility between the two camps, has added a new dimension to the unfolding story. In a region where political loyalty can shift rapidly, even symbolic gestures carry weight. Kindiki's message of forgiveness could be an attempt to rebuild bridges, consolidate support, or simply lower the political temperature. What is clear is that Mount Kenya is no longer politically settled. The heckling witnessed during Kindiki's tour is not just about one leader. It reflects broader questions about representation, influence, and the region's place in the current administration.
Tunasema ni asante, Mungu abariki, na hapa tunasema ni two term. Asanteni.
Thank you very much. Asante. Thank you. Asante. Asante sana. Bas.
For President Ruto, this development presents both a challenge and a warning. Mount Kenya was central to his path to power, and any signs of discontent within the region cannot be ignored. The reaction to Kindiki suggests that maintaining that support may require a calibration. As the 2027 election approaches, the political landscape is already taking shape. Alliances are being tested, loyalties are being questioned, and leaders are positioning themselves for what promises to be a competitive contest. Kindiki's recent appearances, his remarks, and the response they have generated offer a glimpse into that evolving reality. They highlight a leader navigating uncertainty, a region reassessing its priorities, and a political environment where nothing can be taken for granted.
Kwa hivyo mmesema tuendelee? Mmesema tuendelee? Tuendelee namna hiyo. Next year mfanye ile kitu kwa William Ruto, ile kitu namna hii ndio atoke, ndio amalize, aende retire.
The question now is whether these moments will mark the beginning of a larger shift or whether they are simply part of the normal turbulence that precedes every election cycle. Newsroom, Maisha TV, Reader, Kering Chebe.
Wako na maandamano yao.
Actually, I think ile kitu nitacheza ingine. Ile kitu ina frustrate Ruto bwana Kiprire. Ni ya kwamba Ruto has already discovered kure ya mlima hezi gawa. I think hiyo kure ya mlima kuna vile inampea headache because you cannot split them into two. Umejaribu kuleta Kindiki kidogo, umejaribu kuleta Kindiki aweze kutoa Waembu na Watharaka-Nithi. Aingiani. Why not get frustrated? Because inakaa sasa all the efforts and that's why sasa nimesikia sasa kuna effort ingine ya pili wameleta, wamesema watu wa mlima itabidi waanzie kukua registered upya. At if you are registered sijui before 2012 they want to register those people upya because kuna vile sasa wameona hiyo kura sababu hezi ipata sasa, they want now to start curtailing it,
suppressing it.
Yeah, because unajua they know like kuna watu maybe wataenda kuregister kufanya nini. Why not start registration everywhere? Why specifically Mlima? Why specifically ati watu wa Mlima wa register tena? See, I thought kama hivyo, why not register everybody? Kwa nini tusianzie register mpya? Ni swali tu nauliza.
No, you see, the problem is Ruto alikuwa anataka kuchuna kidogo everywhere. You know, kuchuna and then he tops up with Northeastern. But with Mulima just being completely out, hata hiyo, you know, hata hiyo kidogo hawezi pata. He can't, like, he has nowhere to go. Like, I'm just trying to do calculations. There's nothing, bana. Like I'll tell you.
Ruto anaogopeshwa na kure ya Mlima na pia hii kure ya Kipsigis pia naona ni kama imeanzia kukua fluid. Aogopi wa Kipsigis.
I'll have to discount that one for now because hiyo atakuja kuiba.
Kwa Kipsigis kuja kuiba.
Don't put hope on it. I'm just telling you that.
No, I'm not saying that it's not putting hope, but in terms of optics, do you know that in
unless Gachagua starts doing what Ruto is doing, visiting Bomet and Kericho frequently. None of alifanya ile MCA thing. He needs to do that.
Yeah. But unaona ile kitu iko Bomet, the issue of as long as hata wanaoneshana hiyo resistance.
I understand.
It is something which is speaking volume elsewhere.
Yes, but you see, the thing is, we need. You remember when we talk about allies in IEBC? When I say IEBC, hiyo kuchunga kura. Unless we have candidates in these two regions, people will protect their votes. That's why I need Gachagua to come and register DCP in Rift Valley.
I hope he is hearing, and they don't need to cower. They don't need to shy. I think they don't need to shy.
Okay, I don't like Gachagua, but I'll tell you, wanampenda. No, I can admit that. They saw what his reception in Bomet was. It was huge.
I think they appreciate Gachagua produced this presidency. I think there are some Kalenjins. Hata kuna wengine kuna Mkalenjin mwingine nimemsikia huko Eldoret akisema, and part of the reason why he is saying Ruto is suffering is because he is saying Ruto is not is a Kalenjin man speaking. Ruto is
have connections in DCP. You have connections in DCP.
Sorry?
Do you have connections in DCP?
Not really. You know, I know Kijana Musafi. Naonanga akiongea.
Yeah, talk to him because he's
very fluid. He is very fluid. Saa zingine, they don't pick phone. I don't know. Like mi hata niliachana na wao. Forget about that.
Because I'll tell you the truth. If Gachagua comes to Eldoret, kwanza nataka kuja Eldoret. Unajua kuna wasapere wengi huko. Eldoret, there's a lot of Kikuyus that have come back. There's a lot of Kikuyu businesses in Eldoret and Nakuru. So I'm just telling you that, especially in the metropolitan areas in Rift Valley, Molo, Nakuru, Naivasha, Eldoret, ukipanda huku juu si sana, huko kwa kina Trans Nzoia. Trans Nzoia is still in Rift Valley. It's a mixture of Kalenjins and Luyas. So I would say he needs to pick up there. He needs to come to Eldoret, Bomet, and Kericho. He can ignore Baringo. He can ignore Nandi. We don't care about those ones. And then now, because Sifuna alichafua Samburu, anafaa kwenda Samburu. He needs to go to Samburu and do something there. See, Samburu is very close to Laikipia, so, and you know how the relationship between the Ma people and watu wa Mlima is very close relationship. So hata Samburu nataka kuona us taking over those areas, because once we do that, mtu atakuwa na chance, because I can see he's frustrated. Look at that reception in Nyeri. Was that a kind of reception anakuanga na? People are just acting like zombies. Ukimuuliza kitu anasema, there were no reactions. He even talked in fake Kikuyu bana. Ulimunderstand? Ilikuwa accent ya Kikuyu kweli. He tried to speak like a Kikuyu in Nyeri, trying to say I'm one of you. It's not going to work in Mr. Ruto. And I think somebody was saying that what Kindiki was trying to do is he wants to let go of the DP seat so that he gets 4 CSs in Mulima, so that he carries favor with the people of Mulima, so that he's not seen as a demon. Because Kindiki looks like a beaten dog. I'll not lie to you. Anaonekana kama amegongwa. No, that's a wrong statement. I don't think so. Mulima is gone.
Unaona Kurgat unajua siku hizi Kurgat amekuwa akitukimbiza sana. Ati Kurgat anauliza ati now Kurgat, first of all, they have not settled kama Kindiki is going all the way. Kindiki hata support Mlima Kenya, for your information, unless waibe, na sijui wataibia wapi. Anyway, don't be fooled by those stupid by elections which you are now thinking that what happened in Mbere, they will be able to replicate that.
Mbere has been nullified. I heard that. Ilianguka.
Yeah, so nasikia ati Kurgat ati anasema ati Kindiki hata kataa kupata 50%. So the question which I'm asking is 50% from where?
Kurgat ni two-term, eh? Huh? Tribalist. He's a tribalist, eh? Kurgat.
Yeah, you see like Kurgat thinks that I'm here to try and make people happy. Ati watu wa Mulima wafurahie. Yani Kurgat thinks like
yes, you're here. You're here to make people of Mulima happy and the rest of Kenyans. So what? We are suffering.
The way you are sugarcoated the conversation to please Njiro and the listeners.
Yes, I'm here to please them.
I don't know why. Why does Kurgat think like we are stupid? Kurgat, we have our own brains, my brother. Unajua,
what is wrong? What is wrong with me pleasing the watu of Mulima, make them happy and feel that we are okay, that a monster is about to leave? Shida yake ni nini na hiyo? What is his problem there?
Ona mwingine naye atiorera ati Njiro, kwani Tribal Gachagua ndio ako na support. So you know, these are some of the stupid things which I don't like, because this idea of reducing opposition to Gachagua, ati munataka tutoke kwa Ruto tuende kwa Gachagua. Opposition is not about Gachagua, and I want this thing has to be armored to people, because like unasikia mtu akisema sasa munatuambia tuachane na Ruto tuende kwa Gachagua. Gachagua is in opposition as a unit. He is not the opposition. So this idea whereby now sasa wanasema now opposition is not a
Tell your comment. Why are we putting oxygen with this stupidity?
Yeah, so those are some of the stupid things which I
very stupid. Like
the frustration tonight is because, let me tell you 1 minute, it has been confirmed because very many people report for me, even uko Mlima Kenya, it has been reported. Na hii kitu, we can say it here. Kindiki ameambiwa na Njuri Ncheke. I can even tell you this, Roba. Kindiki ameambiwa na Njuri Ncheke, hiyo serikali lazima atoke. I'm telling you, these are things which are coming from Meru. And Meru people wamemwambia, we are giving you 3 months. You have to leave that government or we chart our way forward. So what Merus are doing, because Gachagua will not be the main guy, will not be the main guy who will be leading in Meru, but now they want a spokesman in Meru. Unajua Kindiki ndiye amekuanga, Kindiki was when ile wakati mwingine watu wa Njuri Ncheke, they used to take him as a very important person. But now the eminent persons of Meru, because unajua wa Meru wako na watu wamesoma sana, by the way, Bwana Roba kama hamuna habari, professionals wa Meru wamekutana, and I'm even privy of that details because I'm a professional on the other side. Professionals wa Meru wamesema, because unajua mi Roba, I didn't know that the professionals wana negotiating serikali mapema. Hiyo kitu nimekuja kuijua saa hii. Maybe even you could, even some professionals wa Kisii, they could also be negotiating ile serikali inaundwa sasa. So professionals negotiate mapema. That's why. So what is happening is professionals wa Meru wanasema Kindiki is, they will go, wanaenda mrengo ya one term wao wenyewe sasa. Yes, because they are saying they want to meet, but Kindiki is blocking them. So amepewa miezi 3 atoke serikali, or professionals will charge their own way forward. So maybe Kipri, sijui kama ma professionals wa kale wana negotiating serikali saa ngapi. Me I didn't know like at professionals
si wanakujanga to US, they meet. There's one of the WhatsApp groups, yeah, they're also meeting.
But wana negotiating before so
of course right now people are moving in when they start talking.
Yeah, so
right now there is a lot of I'll just tell you the truth, a lot of tenderness inaitwa jezoma tenderpreneurs imefriziwa sahi right now. Yeah. It's
and if I tell you all professionals who supported Ruto in I can tell you, because like in Embu we know them, they have a lot of one, because unajua some of them actually invest in the next regime. I'm hearing some of them are even starting to withdraw their interest from Ruto because they are now seeing this guy cannot win. So sasa team yetu ya one time sasa lazima ijipange to receive them, because kutakuwa na windfall noma sana, and that's what zingine Stone PK anasemanga.
No, you see the thing is I hate to say this to the people who really like Raila. This team of people are not pushovers. Martha Karua is not a pushover. Matiang'i is not a pushover. Gachagua is not a pushover. The only person that I'm afraid of is Kalonzo. But the rest of them, unaona kama Martha Karua atasijui ati sijui tunaacha hivyo kwa koti hivyo tu, vile Raila would just take over the whole thing and then decide for everybody what you're going to do. Kuna kitu kama hiyo. I don't think Matiang'i is such an idiot to do things like that. Neither is Martha Karua. Neither is Gachagua. Gachagua ache impunity to happen. You saw how he fought for the MCA seats. He knows what he's doing. So ukiona watu kama mtu anaitwa Kugat akibabaika hapa akisema ati Gachagua is a spoiler in opposition, yeah, let him be soft. That's a problem when you start nitpicking, yeah, because you see, before Roba you come in, sorry Roba, before you come in, if you start seeing that you're only seeing one person in leading everything, where everybody has been castigated to being a useless leader, where everybody has been stretched thin, that they cannot promote the government except for one person. Ukiona kwamba lazima Ruto akwe somewhere for a particular event to hit hot, ama anunue watu and it's just him who can do it, it means he will not have the capability to do that in the next few months. It's just going to be absolutely impossible. It's going to be stretched thin. You know, last time, everything was led by just Raila and Ruto, and they all worked together. Siku hizi unaona Gachagua wako hapo, unaona Kalonzo atakaa huko Ukambani kama anataka kukaa, huyu mwingine ataenda huko, ukiona huko anatembea anagonga vitu huko, Sifuna will do his own thing. So I'm just telling you, this guy will not be able to run all these places and do all what is happening. So this time around, if you look at the chances of Ruto trying to steal other than Gladys Wanga come, hiyo ndio itamsaidia peke yake. I don't think there's anybody else. And Mombasa peke yake. The rest of the counties, once our watu waeke forces on the ground, things are going to be very thick. And I'm telling you, Uhuru has the amount of money to support UDM. That is what Ruto is not even counting on. UDM can easily be spoken to with Uhuru waulize wanataka chapa ngapi. And then, you know, UDM is also a very clanism party. Na ni huko Mount Kenya. So even when Ruto is going to try and steal there is still there UDM, which was part of Azimio. Right now, I know they're just what you call betrayers. But trust you me, hawa watu watanunuliwa tu haraka haraka na the Uhuru people. Let's talk frank. Let's talk frankly here. So, as there's another Kale telling me here, you never see Kikuyus fighting their own when he's in leadership. Why are you fighting Ruto? Because Ruto is a monster. Ruto is a monster. And I don't support monsters because they share the same DNA with them. Hata sijui mahali Ruto anatoka. I don't even think he's a Kale. Kales don't cry. Mtu anakuja kulialia hapa kwa kamera. Wasi na Kale will cry. Anyway, Roba, go ahead.
Thank you, Jiru. Thank you, Keep. That sounds very good, man. Yeah. So, first of all, allow me to say something here. You know, when you look what's going on, let's compare where we have come from since Gachagua has been out of government and now where we are. The truth of the matter remains, and that's the truth. Ruto, alifikiri before that is very smart. Ruto thought he would be the one, by this time, is the one who's going to control the narrative, 1 to 2027. Ruto thought that if he won an election, he defeated Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila, whatever, he's very smart. Nobody can defeat him. He knows how to go around. And more so, from what he has been doing, Alifikiri going forward by now, because of the money of stealing and everything, he will be able to buy every Kenyan wampigie kura. Those are some things we cannot take out of the table about Ruto's thinking. Now, these are facts. According to me, these are facts. Number one, I think at this point, Ruto is confused. Ruto doesn't know what to do. Ruto does not expect maybe to win this election the way things are going. Here's why. So by him removing Gachagua from the deputy, he thought maybe things will go the right way because he appointed someone from Mount Kenya. It doesn't matter. But things have changed so fast, and they are going 360 degrees from what he never expected. So at this point, I think he doesn't know what to do, because he has this ODM which he promised to kill, which he has managed to kill. He doesn't know what to do with them. On the other hand, yeye amekuwa kama ile fish, we call it the so-called the paste. He doesn't know what to do about this vice. Yet, kuna hii kitu ambaye anafikiri because of like people are getting vice presidency now, it should win election because of that. Now, compare this conman, Ruto, his campaign and what he was campaigning in 2022. This is different because what advantage he took was about dynasty. He also took advantage of the economy, as if, and that's where Kenyans we go very wrong. This is a man who has been part of the government, part of the parliament before, part of being a vice president. The anakuja kutuambia bottom up. And that was wrong. Now you think if people believed him then, and now he failed already, what should they believe him again? So he doesn't know where to start his campaign. So the one thing, the body language from when, so let's talk about this say of Uhuru Kenyatta and Gachagua the other day when they went to Nyeri. Murang'a, I think they were in Murang'a, yes. When they got there, I think the following day, Kasongo was also in somewhere in Nyeri, somewhere there. What does it tell you when you just look at it?
Yes, it was some oil anointing thing in Nyeri.
That was a day after. 2 days after the Gachagua.
It was a day after. It was Jana.
Exactly. What does it tell you? Not only that, if somebody if you keep, from the body language, that man sounded angry. Remember the way he spoke. Look at the whole speech. The body language of himself. He sounded angry. Then and I sound like
no enthusiasm. There was no enthusiasm. It wasn't the usual him. It's like he read some speech from ChatGPT. It was not the charisma you see him with. He mixed up his language. He was going around in circles. There was no message.
Not only that, no, in fact, I like when you come in when you talk that one makes it. Not only that, Kim, look the way he was talking about, unajua nini? There's that kind of commanding language. It's as if yeye ndiye anaambia watu wana kupiga kura wapi. Yani unajua kuna ile lugha there's a time when you know that you are
mpaka aliongea Kikuyu. Aliongea Kikuyu. Ulisikia Kikuyu? Ulisikia Kikuyu yake? Sorry, I'll stop interrupting you. Apologies.
No, I like it. That's when we engage, that's okay. Yeah, I had him talking about it. I'm just like, this is the old script. This is what we have seen before. Even you talk Kikuyu, you talk what, it doesn't matter. For me, I think one thing I've come to realize, and you guys you can also tell me, I was also very keen to listen last year. This governor, who and I do actually, this lady Ariba. Murang'a, it's in here, Murang'a, there's not Murang'a.
Minji, and
Waiguru.
Minji.
Yeah, yes. Waiguru, listen.
And by the way, she is being proposed for a deputy president seat, eh? There are those news as well.
For Ruto? So, but the thing is, I listened to a speech from last year. There's a speech he gave a couple weeks ago, and there's a speech he just gave. Now I say, it doesn't have Gachagua and respect. Even other you were Mchomba, she was Mchomba. We were here, we said, unajua, the more we go in on this thing, the days are narrowing. There are some people who have to make decisions where they want to go. So if I'm somebody, like the table about the chess before, maybe I think that's Kindiki. If I'm somebody like a member of parliament or somebody who comes from that area, you see the reaction of that people. You want to tell me you want to be in the UTA? Seriously, you want to be on the UTA? Is that a winning formula? No. Unless yes, I use the word unless I'm somebody, I'm by like my principals tells me I cannot join the Gacha, I don't want to go anymore. That's it. But if you want to prepare yourself, you want to be an MP, governor, or whatever, my friend, if you are not on opposition, more especially Mount Kenya, Ukambani, Kisii, Western, some other places in Rift Valley, you will not see anything. Here, the time when these nonsense people came in and lied to you, and they think that they own people, unaona, anafikiri kura yako is the one who owns it. The way even Ruto was speaking in Nyeri yesterday, or today, well, I can't remember, it was yesterday. The way he was speaking, he made me the tickers for me. In a language, commanding language. I mean, I'm just like, who are you? Seriously, who are you? Yeah? At mimi sisi hakuna siwezi. You're not a dictator's language. It's as if he controls all this. But at the end of the day, Njiru, this is what I want to base my whatever I want to present here. I'm very glad and I'm very happy that the Kenyan people, our people, at least now they know elections, when someone comes and tells us something and they do opposite, we should hold them accountable. And what Ruto did a couple of years ago when he was campaigning, things might change, I'm not sure, things might change. He lied to our people. He told us a bottom up. He told us of a single person or a poor person from nowhere to come up, and even he forgot he was a vice president by then. And in Diosasa, Moi family, Kenyatta family, the Odinga family, they don't want nobody, ordinary person, to be a president. People bought that kind of narrative, the way he presented himself. But at the end of the day, the question comes, you got the opportunity from the Kenyan people. Yes, you are the president. You won the presidency. You won the election. You were declared the winner. Since you came in, the question is, what have you done for me? What have you done for my parents? What have you done for my brothers? What have you done for my people? What have you done for the country? Since you came in, Mr. Ruto, the question remains, how many lives of Kenyans you have saved because of medical insurance and other things? Or, for me, and like always I say here, Njiru, for me as Mr. Roba, my measurement of a presidency or a president during the time he has been in the office, what jobs have you created for the people? What have you done to the economy? I'm one person who believes that any president who comes in, they should focus on the economy, nothing else. The most important thing, the economy, because I believe everybody should be happy. Kids who come from school, old people, young people, they should be able to get a job. At least nobody wants to pay. Nobody wants to pay. Money in the pocket. That's what I believe in. When you're a president who creates a job, someone anafanya kazi, you get, even small it is, however small it is, that one is what I can respect that man. But it's opposite of what's in our country right now, in terms of jobs, in terms of the economy, in terms of what's going on and the way moving forward. And at this point, if I was anybody else, if I was somebody who was in Ruto's campaign, we should ask ourselves, what are we going to tell the people we have done the last 3 or 4 years? They have done nothing. According to me, they have done nothing. The only thing I can give them credit and something I can give them abras, huyu jamaa amefanya, is corruption. The corruption he has taken it to another level. If that's something positive, for me it's not. It's a negative. And that's why it tells me at this point, there's nothing more he can do between now and next November when you go to the next election. Next August next year, 2027. There's nothing going to convince me at this point. Too little, too late. So let me talk of something I want you guys to, I think I want to stress here before I finish in Europe. Yes, there's something you said about that people are saying is Ruto versus Gachagua. For me, I see that's a positive thing at this point. Do you know why? First of all, in fact, I've been saying here, nobody was listening to me. Ruto is running against Gachagua, who's not wanting to be the candidate. Is that something good? Yeah, it's good, because the problem is this man never see this one coming. The opposition are united. The whole country, Ruto has made the whole country to unite against him. He's being hit from left, right, center, up, down, what, east, west, north, south. He doesn't know what to do. Every time he wakes up in the morning, is he going to respond to Uhuru Kenyatta? Is he going to respond to Gachagua? Is he going to respond to Natembeya? Is he going to respond to Sifuna? Is he going to respond to Matiang'i? It's just like he doesn't know what to do. My question is, where's that man ambaye alikuwa anatuambia wait, mtaona tu, mtaona, you see yeye yako na ile kifua. I'm the only president who's a doctor since Kenya. What? And he's not a doctor president. So what? Okay, give me jobs. Give me jobs. Then Mr. Doctor, useless. Give me jobs. And he's not a doctor president Kenya's ever had. Yeah? He keeps on bringing this idea of saying he's the educated one. Well, educated. He's the most now educated. We should worship him. We should praise him. We should do anything about him. He's the chosen one. Hell with him. He has messed our country. He has messed our country. He came in when at least Kenyan economy was trying to pick up. He has messed it. And somebody has to tell him, he should have been gone even 2 years ago. He should not be waiting. When the new government comes in, he is answerable. He is answerable for what he has done. All this money that's been grabbing, this idea of him when he came to the office, he's telling us the reason why he never wanted this constitution, he likes dictatorship. Sahi, kila mtu aweke matako juu, ati yeye aseme, Mr. President, nisaidie hapa. Kila mtu akuja aulize, oh, I want help from you. Ati kila kitu ipitie kwake. When did we become that kind of banana republic? What did we have a new constitution where we said the parliament is the where everything, all things have to be allocated? And it is made more worse. He has become a protector of corruption, trying to maneuver with some of these corrupt governors so that he can protect them, take money from people. This man here, called Ruto, he should not be the president. He should not be the president, and he should never get again be allowed to be a president of our country. He's a failure. He is a failure. At this point, he has an E- average. He should be gone. He has to go. He should be gone. I don't like the guy. He got a chance.
Robert, kidogo nataka kuuliza swali as you elaborate. Wacha niweke hiyo speech ya Ruto akisema he is the most educated and na anasema ati he is the youngest to be the president, as if he has forgotten Uhuru actually became a president at 51 years. So I don't know why he is claiming to be like hiyo kitu nilisikia akisema I'm the youngest to be the president. And let's see, it's short.
I am in a very unique position. And that is why I have to make all the difficult decisions for our nation to move forward. Kwa sababu gani? Unajua wale walinitangulia hawakuwa na umri mdogo kama yangu. Si ndio? Mimi niko na umri. Si ndio? Number 2. Mimi nimesoma vizuri. Si mimi ndio rais wa kwanza kuwa na PhD. Nimesoma vizuri. Na number 3, vile vile mimi nimekuwa na experience ya siasa. Nimekuwa 3 terms. Nimekuwa naibu wa rais miaka 10. Kuna mtu ninangojea experience gani tena? Si ndio? So niko na experience ya kutosha, niko na umri, niko na masomo. That is why I am the person to make the most difficult decisions for our nation and to move our nation to the next level.
Yeah, there is a correction there I want us to correct. For your information, Moi became a president at 54 years. Sijui kama mko na habari, Uhuru became a president at 51 years. So when he is saying he is the man who became a president, the youngest, Ruto became president 56, 57 years. I don't understand, like, unajua saa zingine hao watu wanapewa mahistory kama hizi na mtu, people who say like they don't like history. But Robert, watch hata tusiongee story ya education, because education is hogwash. When Ruto is saying that he is the youngest, is it true? Na mtu wako hapo, and we can Moi became a president at 54. Uhuru became a president at 51. He became a president at 57, 56. Actually, that one is too basic to compare.
Chiru, that's why I was saying this man thinks that Kenyans are fools. This man, he loves himself. He doesn't love it, he loves himself. So he's forgetting that his former boss, or the guy he just got the sword from as president, was younger, when he forgotten already. But he thinks anafikiri wa Kenya ni wachinga. That's what he thinks. And him kutuambia PhD. So PhD, if it is that the people we have PhD ambao wanarudi country kama hii, then let them be killed, all of them. There's no need to have PhD people who come and make and destroy a country like the way he has done to Kenya. This man, in fact, when he came in, things were going smooth, regardless of remember we had all this COVID-19.
Robert, you speak, yes. Kidogo, utaendelea. When he is telling people, mimi nimesoma vizuri, what is it like? What was he targeting to achieve? Ebu nieleze, like, when he is telling watu hapa, nimesoma vizuri. What did he want? Like, ni nini alikuwa anataka yani watu wachu? Mimi nimesoma vizuri. I'm the first president to do the PhD. What was the target? Lengo ilikuwa nini?
So, in fact, I wish I can debate himself nimuulize hiyo swali, then I ask him, wewe umesoma vizuri and you have PhD, you should be president, like whatever. How comes the people ambao wako na PhD unataka waende kufanya mchango? All people who have been university graduates who you want them to do this and that. So if I put himself in his head, is one person which I don't believe in, ambaye anafikiri just because uko na masomo then you know how to do the job. That's not true. That's not true. I'm telling you from experience, we can be a professor of a university, you can do all this, we can have a graduate. It's just like Njiru waje nikwambie. If I'm I mean, I don't, something I don't want to bring it up, but let me explain something. I do hire people, my place of work. So when I'm hiring someone, I'm not one to ask somebody because about education. I would hire someone, in fact, most of the time because of experience. So you won't tell me that you have a job. When somebody you have a job, let's say in your place of work, then you have a student graduate ambaye amekuja anakuambia, because and Kenya, and that's one thing, and even ourselves we have it. It's something we have it. Tunafikiri ati kwa sababu tuko na hii masomo on certain things, now we know how to do things. No, experience is the best teacher. And now Zuli ametuambia kuna experience. The only thing is, I think experience yako nayo ni ya kuiba, and that's why he's able to run experience ya kuiba pesa, corruption and everything. I'm telling you, the one thing I believe in. So one thing I almost believed in Ruto when on 2022, and in fact, if you go on where I was, I had presented, I said if he comes in and he ends corruption, the way he said it, then people will support him to come 2027. create the economy, we support him. But now he comes in with the so-called experience. He has PhD, he has all this, and amefanyia in the country with his PhD. Is affecting watoto wengine ambao sasa they want to get the PhD kama yeye. They have difficulties to go to school. He's the worst president ever to rule our country. Let's be sincere on this. He's the worst president. But to answer your question, the one reason Ruto wanted to remind Kenyans that he has PhD, it's kwa sababu people have been just comparing, putting names. Even you see the names he has been called and everything. He wanted to remind people, oh, you know, I was educated, I've PhD, so because of that, hey, you fools, Kenyan fools. PhD president, he can rule. Education is not wisdom. To have wisdom, Moi was a teacher. But I can tell you, compared Moi and Ruto, Moi was even better. Yeah? So Uhuru Kenyatta, so he was telling us Uhuru Kenyatta went to university in Massachusetts. He did 1 degree or whatever. But he ruled the country like the way it was. Uhuru sometimes, okay, I disagree with some of the things, but Uhuru was somebody, I mean, the way he ruled, I'm telling you, he progressed little by little. You can see even some of the things which they did. In fact, it was even yet as different vice president than this conman. Uhuru could even come out better. I wish even he had we bought I call him, I nickname Bota Musalia Mudavadi. I wish he was even the vice president of him, Adan Uichama, during Uhuru. Maybe he could have been done better. That's what I come to believe. But because he had this conman called president, and he was steering, and some of the things he did was some of the things in Kiro we know what he did. He's the one, in fact, ambaye alikuwa anapinga even some development. Kimorea. Are you forgetting about all these times, the corruption which went on? I don't know why we chose this guy. I don't know. Even my Kenyan people, I even don't know how this guy just came in. And now Uhuru told us, he warned us, this guy is a conman, he doesn't know what he's doing, he can't rule a country. Lakini on his head, sahi nchi, kwa kichwa yake, yeye anafikiri has done a lot of things for the country. Then when you ask him, point what he has done. Oh, after housing, what are you talking about? What's he talking about? Yeah. In fact, at the end of the day, we want somebody who comes in. And that's why I said opposition should, whenever they prepare all this, their campaign should be about ending corruption and creating jobs. Corruption. Because you will end up corruption, you will create jobs, the economy will get better. Remember what, you were talking yesterday or the day before about this thing of the USA complaining about the Kenyan business environment where corruption is the one thing most special on contracts. I mean, what else? What else? If a country like the superpower, a country who everybody wants to do business with, they are rebelling us. I mean, first of all, I'm just like, when I saw that report in Chile, I'm just like, where have you been? Where have you been? Yeah. In fact, things I think Uhuru Kenyatta almost tried to change a little bit, even back to create that environment of business. Now this man comes in, remember, every big contract is somebody else, but his name is Ruto. If it's not him, there's a host name, there's a host there, someone there, but at the end of the day, it goes back to him. All contracts. This is how the man has come, him and some of his cronies, all these guys from health, wamekura, and now when things are not working, they try to blame on people. So insurance is shy, whatever they call it. I mean, Gachagua ametuambia who wants it and why it is right now. He's citizen. I mean, that thing. They had very good ideas. Kumbe, it was done to benefit somebody. Even somebody, even anybody who can vote for Ruto, man, from what he has done, But me, I'm very happy. So some of the opposition saying, well, if the wedding government, when they get in, some of these things Ruto will be answerable. He should tell us some of the money where it is, some of the borrowed money. Now, who you Jamal, who you health minister, Tuare, he has to tell us where the money went to. And in fact, I believe, because of conmanship and because of this dictatorship, that's why the EAC and the DCI, they are not working the way they're supposed to do. And that's why we fail. So at this point, Ruto must go. A must. He has to go. Thank you.
Haya, ni sawa. So unajua I think hiyo target pia, unajua alikuwa anaambia pia watu wengine hata hawatambui masomo sana. Unajua hiyo story, I think alikuwa anafaa the target. Unajua I think hiyo story ya kusema mimi ndio nimesoma sana, alikuwa anaongea huko kwa Wakikuyu wale ambao wanachagua akina wa Mashukuru wa Makara Bwana Roba alikuwa anaongea kwa Wakikuyu ama hiyo speech ilitolewa wapi?
To tell the truth, I don't know. Most likely that
kama ni kwa Wakikuyu hapo alinua, sababu hata I'm sorry to say this, Mulimani they don't focus on those extreme educations. I think Mulimani they feel hata ukiwa na degree moja imetosha. So there is no that extreme emphasis of at end up at a master's PhD. I'm saying that because I come from that community.
But you also, Njiro, I want to remind you, if you go some of the research, some of us we have done. So the Meru people, just the Meru, they are among the top 5 tribes in Kenya who have very educated people. I can tell you that. I mean, when you separate them, when you now starting to pieces. I mean, we got even some Indians might be on top, even though they are very few. The Meru comes in. Some of this, even the Teso and the other people with the Griyama, there are some small tribes where the education people get education. Yes, you are right when it comes to education, more especially in the central, or I call it Mount Kenya. Even though, by the way, let's not forget it. Some of us went to one of the best schools in. I was in Alliance High School in Kiambu. I mean, I can just tell you from there, you move from there, you go to Mangu, it's just right there. Renana is just right there. Even some of these big schools, Alliance Girls, just right there. Still, some of these schools are located, but to be sincere, yes, it's most of the mountain people. Yeah, education in 1 degree is okay, and as long as you are happy, that's the most important thing. As long as you are happy. But if you can have your PhD and become a radical like this radical we have now in State House, what does it help anyway? You have your PhD, we even don't know how you got it, then you become a radical president, you become a conman president, you become a murderer president, you become somebody who never did nothing for your people when you were given the opportunity. Where are the jobs, Ruto, Conman, Kasongo? Where are jobs? Where are the jobs for our young people? Yeah, we keep on telling them, go to school, parents spending money, educating them, then when I kusa maji. That one is what makes me mad, Njiro. So some of us, we had opportunities to work some places. You can see in Njiro, I'm just telling you, when you just go there, people do application, you get people from high school, people are just getting there, making a lot of money. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it kills some of us. It kills some of us. We have had the opportunity to work some of these corporations where you see the country treats young people. People come from there. They start families. They have money. They start from somewhere there. They get jobs. Then from there, they develop skills. Even if it doesn't mean that you went to university, it doesn't matter. Or you went to, where people care about money in the pocket. But we are this country where we embrace Kabila. As long as my person, Kisi is the president, now I'll start like, oh, you see, we have the president. You have the president, and yes, you don't even have a blanket. That one a toilet. Why should he? It makes no sense. It makes no sense, and that's why sometimes, sometimes I just like I feel as Kenyan people, that's where we fail, and that's where I just like tunapigia mtu kwa sababu ni kabila yetu. Oh, if Raila is just there, I voted for Raila. To tell the truth, I voted for Raila. Onana, and I've been with him since 2007 or whatever. But the hell was not my tribe. It's because of the ideas, what I believed in my truth for the country. But there are some these chaotic people who comes and tell us, oh, we are voting because in kabila yangu. Hiyo ni uchinga. Let me ask you a question, Jiru. So Wakikuyu wamekuwa withdraw this presidents. Nimeona hapa wengine wanakuliwa na chawa. Yeah? Hapa Central Kenya, hapa Mount Kenya. Wengine hapa wanakuliwa na some of the things. Kwani wamesaidia nini? Okay, let's be sincere. There's some development, like some roads and other things, not like the rest of the country. But how am I want to hold somebody accountable just because Kenyatta was a president, or Uhuru Kenyatta, the son was a president, or Kibaki was a president there? Then I will hold them accountable and just say, yo, Wakikuyu mmekuwa na president because of that. There are some Kikuyus who are suffering like anybody else. Yeah? So look at the Kalenjins right now. Some of them, they don't even speak. They are just quiet because mtu wao kwa president. Mtu wao amemwasaidia nini? Mtoto wa Ruto right now. You see what he owns, all those matatus and everything? His kids are enjoying, some of them being married to Nigeria. There's all this money they are begging and everything. So a Kalenjin, as a Kalenjin, like somebody was asking me a question, telling Kip, because how anaongea, he has a different opinion, and why should you keep announce a tribe yake? So we are talking about tribal presidency. Yeah, you keep somebody like because it's your tribe. That's nonsense. I'm not for somebody's my tribe. That's where we go wrong. I want for somebody what they are going to do, and if they want a second term, what have they done? Jobs. I love money. I want money in the pocket. Not because them what our MPs they want everybody. They can just because they have money now they can rule everybody. Because you don't have money, you have to bend down. You have to bend down because you don't have money. But we want to build a society where even if it means someone from 18 years old going up, they should be able to get something, even if they are going to school or something, money coming in, and they can even take their girlfriends out. They can start a family. They can do what they want to do. People have been having, they go to school, they spend a lot of money, but at the end of the day, they die. They never even make back the money they spent to go to school. And we call ourselves, we are developing. I want to take this country to be like Singapore. Singapore in nini? Singapore ya mama yako at Singapore. You know, sometimes this is very bad. It's very bad when you see people are suffering now. How many times you just hear your sister is calling you, I want this and that. Mimi nataka nichukue mtoto. Oh, mtoto amekuwa mgonjwa na nini na nini. And yet, we got ourselves that we are developing the economy, we build the economy. Yeah? Someone like me, I can give you an example. I don't want to be emotional. I spent money. I took my sister, akamaliza paka masters na kila kitu. Sahii anauza tukatoga hapo Nairobi. Hakuna kazi. And the money I spent to take her to school, and Ruth was telling me something else. It's very sad. Very sad. Thank you.
Yeah. Yet Ruto ati anasema ati I'm the most learned. Na hawezi anzia kujua wale watu wengine wamesoma in Kenya, what are they doing? Ye kazi yake ni kusema I'm the most learned, but the people who are learned, what are they doing? There are some comments, Bwana Roba, I want to, nataka kucheza hizi video mbili za Kipril hapa, asione ni kama namuignore. Unajua naweza sema nimemuhuka hapa, ndio. Na unajua ako in another geographical location ambako ni karibu anaamuka saa hii. So, but there is a comment I want, nimeona imewekwa hapa, na huyu jamaa anaitwa Olele. Today I want to respond to them. I don't know why Olele feels like we are fighting Ruto juu ya Uhuru. It's like anafikiria tunataka kupigana vita ya Uhuru. That's a very lame thinking. Ati Jomo Kenyatta betrayed Oginga, Mwai Kibaki betrayed Raila. So, and now you want to trust Kikuyus. Mimi Mukikuyu hapana. I think that guy is coming from Indio nimesoma. There's a comment here already hapa. Unafikiria I think Roba umeandresiwa sana ati familia ya Kenyatta imeiba mashamba. Mtoto wake Uhuru Kenyatta ameiba Eurobond akajenga Northern City, na Wakikuyu hawakumpinga sababu ni Mkikuyu. So you're saying that Uhuru aliiba na hatukumpinga. So according to him, hatufai kukua tukipinga Ruto. Then kuna kitu anasema hapa ati Roba, Wakisii mko na mchezo. This was directly to you. I wish Kisii, Luyas, Kalenjin ati tushikane, ati nyinyi wote mushikane na musupport Ruto. This guy mi huyu jamaa sijui anapendea Ruto nini. And I don't know why. Just give me a minute. I don't know why already thinks our hatred to Ruto imeanza sahi. Is he aware that he carry over ya 2022? Even in 2022, we were not supporting him. I don't know how watu ambao wanafikiria we don't support Ruto wanafikiria tumeanzia kuchukia Ruto sahi. Some of us tulichukia Ruto as early as 2008. Give us a break. Go ahead, Roman.
Yeah, what I was saying was in terms of now trying to say at Uhuru. So let's be sincere on Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta, when he was born, his father was the first president of Kenya. If there was something he grabbed illegally and whatever it is, at this point, it's not proven. Yes, I get it. I know Thika Road. If you go from Thika, when you go in Cheyakwenda Thika, then you come to Ruai as you approach East Bay. I mean, not at this East Bay. I'm talking about. The East Bay bypass. Unakuja paka Utawala ndio kuja main road hapo. Hiyo njia ukifuata hiyo, you can see hapo between Ruai and Thika hapo ndani katikati hapo. Yes, I agree with you. You can get those shambas wamechukua. So he grabbed mashamba that time. From there, some of us were not even born. Then from there, I have not seen anything being like illegal or something like that when he became president. But to say that Uhuru Kenyatta came and grabbed where Uhuru Kenyatta Eurobond, the Eurobond, all this money was squandered by Ruto and his goons. We know that. Yeah, we know that. So it's not like we don't know. So let me go back something about somebody saying about Kikuyu, Kenyatta, Raila, Oginga, and 207, that's Kibaki. Yeah, I kind of agree what his statement in terms of, and that's why I just say there's something me, whenever I come here, wherever impresses Kibaki as the best president, I disagree. Because the way Kibaki was voted in, forget about the Kenyatta, the first Kenyatta, because he was I mean, we know what happened. Jaramogi could have formed the government, but he wanted Kenyatta to leave from Kapenguria to come and form within the government and party that opportunity. They had political differences, whatever happened, and I think also that was a problem. If we could have followed Jaramogi way, maybe the country would be better because of my party. We decided to go to a one-party system, Kanu and everything, and that's why Jaramogi took advantage, that kind of dictatorship. Now, 2002, if I'm mistaken, not 2020, but 2002, yes. During Kibaki time, if you remember, it was a goodwill of the whole country. When we moved from the dictatorship regime to a man who was Kibaki, who promised he was going to build the economy, which he did, by the way. Let's be sincere, let's give him his credit, let's give him his flowers. Yes, Kibaki, what he did was the 2007 election, he stole direction. He stole direction from Raila. And I think that's where we went wrong. If that election, the way we could have won, then Raila becomes president, maybe I have a feeling that Papa could have changed the country and the other way around. But who is Kibaki? And is the so-called mafia people from Mount Kenya, the way they were calling themselves. Walikuja wengine wameenda wametuaja wametangulia they have died. There's nothing there, but at the end of the day, history will repeat itself. History is, I agree 100%. Kibaki, he messed up the country. And Kibaki was not even fair when after he left, then he was behind grooming Uhuru Kenyatta to follow him, his tribesman. That one is something we should not be shy to speak about. But yes, 2007, if Raila could have become a president, then from there we go with that kind of momentum of democracy, that momentum of governments, and a momentum where it's just like listen to the people. Kibaki did the economy, but the only reason why Kibaki could not win a second term is because they ganged against him, because of he went there, he tried to be, I mean, like he didn't the way he never wanted to include our country. I mean, the problem was Kibaki, the way he was campaigning, and I'm very sure Kibaki, he knew he lost the election. He could have considered, but whoever pushed him, either way, he made that decision. It was a wrong thing. And I think one of the things I can say, the dark days of Kenya and the way we went wrong, that's the most important thing. It was that election of 2007. The 2007 election could have defined our country, to put it in a trajectory, which I think would have been in Singapore by now. If that's what Singapore could have been defined by then, I think that one could have worked if Papa could have taken over the country. But the Bishop Siku, he won. I mean, he lost the election. Then he was declared the president. Now we know from nation. So that video which circulated like 2 weeks ago, how they stole the election, how they called the Papa the election. That one, we cannot run away from that. The history will always remind us the 2007 election. When Yanakuja, they don't want to say that the election was not stolen, or they don't know what happened. You are just like a liar like anybody else. Kibaki Aliba election. Let's be sincere, that was point blank. That one's there. And because of that, we had this form of government which came to power with Raila and Kibaki, and that's the government I think which performed. Even if Kibaki is getting credit, I think that's the government which performed. Kibaki's first term was also in limbo. The way he did things, maybe that's why people went against him. But after this, the so-called unity government came in, that the government which started things, started the economy. If you look, we remember, even Thika Road was born. Even some of this, the bypasses in Kenya, the eastern bypass, I think the other one, the western or whatever they call it, that's when they came in through Papa. He's the one who designed those roads. And that's when we had all this Mambaya, Piggy, some better things coming in, a lot of activities going in Kenya. So that momentum could have, I'm very sure, if Uhuru Kenyatta could have come, I think Uhuru Kenyatta's time could have been now. To be sincere with you, 2002, that's when I thought Uhuru Kenyatta was going to be the president. That if we could have gone the circle, if someone, 2002, by then Raila angekuwa amemaliza. Sivyo Njiru, Raila could have finished his second term, yeah? 2022. 2007, yeah, he could have finished. 20. Yeah, I think so. Now, begin Uhuru Kenyatta. So can you imagine Uhuru Kenyatta to be a president now from 20, the last 4 years? We could have done better than this con man who's there. Because this man who came in, he wanna be Gideon Moi. He wanna be Uhuru Kenyatta. He wanna be Raila Odinga, the red Raila Odinga. He wanna be that family. That's why he's stealing. Now, in the future, you can talk kids to Ruto presidency, because sababu na yeye atakuwa na pesa. That's why he came. Alikuja hapa, he wanted just to build himself. He wants to be like this other conmen. When you walipa pesa, I don't know what they took money, I don't know. But sincerely speaking, 2007, that was a messed up election. Raila won the election, 100% Mushinda Kibaki. And that one is something that, and that's why I keep on blaming, forget about that one. Let's focus on 2027. 2002 election is what went on. I don't know, but I'm one person who believes that this conman might have won with the few he won. Hiyo mambo ya saba walikataa nini, lakini at the end of the day, kama ilikuwepo, he won. If he won, then he won. Okay, then you came in, what have you done? He done nothing. He did nothing. And so far he has done nothing. So at this point, me as someone who comes from the other part of the country, we believe, as guys, there was one thing I believe. We don't vote for somebody because it's my clansman, or it comes from the same clan or tribesman. We fought for people as an individual. That's what we have been doing as an individual. Go where we come from, Kisii, Nyamira. There's ODM, there's Chama cha Kalonzo, there's UDA, there's Jubilee, because what we want to be, and that's what we want to see the next election. We want to be watu ambao who are capable. Tusipigie mtu kwa sababu ni chama fulani. Yeye ni chama fulani. That's why I'm one person who believes in zero. Mambo ya vyama hivi, vyama kuna party ambayo tunaenda tunasema hii inasimamia hii na hii, we will be doing very well. Lakini sasa hii vyama vya ukabila vinakuja, vingine they are formed to make money. It's a business. It's business. And that's why, like UTA, how can UTA party come here like few months, is formed few months before election, and they win election? That's why we go wrong. But at the end of the day, that's the way we are built. And that's why I'm embracing this kind of, right now, this united front. They have been together for this time. By the next election, they know each other. And by the next sub comes into, 2027, at least we know them. We know them because now we know them. Lakini mambo ya kuja a few months before election ndio mnapatia na serikali, I think that's where we go wrong too. So at this point, this united opposition, if they continue, I know it's going to be some problems when it becomes one to the flag bearer. I don't care who becomes a flag bearer, as long as, I was about to say Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, because 2007 it was the people who messed up the election. Let's be sincere. Martha Karua was also there. Let's be sincere. Yeah? Martha Karua was on the other side.
Tunate your story, Bana. Right now we have one monster. If we have Gachagua, listen. If we have Gachagua, we have Martha Karua, we have Matiang'i, we have Stephen Kalonzo, we have Gachagua. Who does not have seen from all of those ones? The main thing right now, Nikutua Ruto, I'm just telling you right now, at this point in time, Roba, we need to stop thinking about those things. Right now, this man is killing us. Ruto is killing us. If we come and repeat those things that we disagree about each other, I should say I should stop hitting Gachagua, and I'm here with Njeru, because it's not helping us. It's not helping us. Sasa ukigonga Martha Karua, it's not good. Ukigonga Kalonzo, it's not good. Nikigonga Matiang'i, we start talking about when he helped come and do some nonsense.
No. Keep. I hear what you are saying.
We can discuss them now.
Let's not be here and come here. Let's talk the truth. If somebody there's some things they did or they don't do, let's be sincere.
Then we do what?
Let's not embrace that we have to be every time we have to sing their choir. We have to tell them what they did wrong, so that they don't.
Don't they know that? Don't they know that?
Yeah, that's not like they're just like they're free. They did something wrong. Martha Karua was on the other side 2007 when democracy was being destroyed. She was part of it. Let's be sincere on that. We are not one just here and lie. But since then can we all are accountable? No.
Then what?
Yeah.
Then what, Roba?
No, it's the same thing you are talking about at Gachagua. That's fine.
Gachagua for me is just I can never allow him or agree for him to run for president. That's
you see now you are being biased.
So biased, I know
biased why. Now.
I know why.
So you are being biased because when we talk about Martha Karua being on the other side, you overreacted. But now you will say Gachagua has a right to.
Roba, okay.
Here's the good news, Yes, the good news. Ruto is fighting somebody who's not going to be there as run for president. He has already told us. Even first of all, even the court we don't know even he will be allowed to. And that's good news. Because when it's all done, when somebody gets the flag bearer, Gachagua is going to be the guy, the third game. He's going to do the third games the way he's doing it right now. But it's good now. Ruto will start fighting Gachagua because by that time somebody else will have the flag. Somebody else will be produced as I mean, I hope it's going to be Sifuna, either Matiang or Mada Karua, somewhere there. I mean, that's a ticket, my trim ticket. Remember, I told you guys my trim ticket. Almost when we started this show here in Jiru, I said Sifuna and the Tintinyoro. I hope I'm pronouncing this. I said that's my trim ticket. But is it want to happen? No. And I'm one person who came here and said, I have a feeling come 2027 in January, February, Ruto is going to announce the country is not running for re-election. Then he will get somebody is going to support somebody he can to protect him. If he realizes that this everybody is against, the country is against him. Those two things. I mean, are they going to happen? I don't know. But that's what my guts tells me. 2027, Ruto is going to come and tell us he's not going for re-election. Will you be surprised? I don't know. But I wish there was money to bet here. I could have put even almost my 5,000 shillings. Maybe they can give me income. I would put it there and just say Ruto is not going to run for re-election. Well, why? Ground in Mbaya. The ground in Mbaya. So either I end there, he gets humiliated, or he becomes a hero to some people. He will never be my hero, by the way, to some people, and say, you know what? Nelson Mandela did it. Some other people did it. I'm going for one term, which I've already done. It's enough for me. Time for me to move on to do something else. That will be a hero for somebody. The whole country will celebrate. But we don't know who's going to come. They will be fighting, which is very good, until we become somebody with a match. I have a feeling he's going not to be a candidate come 2027, which is something we should celebrate. But who's Ruto? Who knows? Yeah, so that's why I said this. I like this guy called Sifuna and the company. I like the ideas. The reason why I like Sifuna is the way he's reasoning, the way he argues things, the way he sees things. He's like the person you can relate to, ordinary person. Yeah, somebody who can just like.
I have a few clips for Sifuna we can watch and then see how we can react to them. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
That would be good so that we react to those clips because it's a hot topic. Yeah.
Yeah. So bwana unataka nicheze hizi umeweka hapa sahi?
Sifuna, I want to talk about
politics now, and the Orange Democratic Movement has escalated its internal disciplinary process, summoning Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna to appear before the party's disciplinary committee next Friday, where he is expected to defend his position as the party's Secretary General. In a further show of intent, the party has issued a formal notice requiring Sifuna to submit a written response by Wednesday, explaining why disciplinary action should not be instituted against him, emphasizing that failure to comply with either directive could see the party proceed with sanctions at its discretion. The developments signal deepening internal tensions within ODM, as reported in this story.
The Orange Democratic Movement has formally outlined 5 counts of alleged gross misconduct against its embattled Secretary General Edwin Sifuna in a letter authored by National Chairperson Gladys Wanga. At the heart of the charges is contradiction of party position. The party accuses Sifuna of repeatedly undermining official positions, particularly through media appearances between July 2025 and February 2026, where he declared the ODM-UDA Memorandum of Understanding effectively dead, remarks the party says ran counter to resolutions of its top decision-making organs and eroded collective authority.
I am not very happy that when we pass resolutions here, some of the members of this committee, some of the members of the Central Committee, who are policymakers of this party, go out to say exactly the contrary of what we have agreed in committees.
A A second charge points to what the party terms as parallel and unsanctioned political mobilization. According to the letter, Sifuna is accused of spearheading the Linda Mwananchi initiative and engaging external political actors outside the framework of officially sanctioned party programs, a move ODM argues disrupted its strategic coherence and internal unity. The party further accuses Sifuna of institutional absenteeism, citing his alleged failure to attend key meetings, including the Central Committee sitting of 12th January and subsequent National Executive Committee sessions in February and March, forums that deliberated on matters he has allegedly continued to publicly criticize.
The SG is not there. Does not attend meetings. Even recently he didn't attend, he didn't send apology. We cannot stop to wait for somebody, one person. The party is a club of members. We have almost 6 million members. We cannot wait for one to decide when they will be ready for us to move.
The disciplinary notice now sets in motion a two-step process. Sifuna is required to submit a written defense within 4 days, which is by close of business Wednesday, 8th of April, and to appear before a National Executive Committee appointed disciplinary panel on Friday, 10th of April, for a formal hearing and determination of his fate. Yet, even as the party tightens the noose, Sifuna has shown little sign of retreat.
Naweza kuwa katibu mkuu wa ODM, katibu mkuu wa Raila Amolo Odinga miaka 8. Vile mnaniona hivyo. And then I become the SG of mediocrity. Oburu tafuta SG wa.
Political analyst Herman Manyora interprets the showdown as both inevitable and symptomatic of a broader crisis within the party.
They have decided that Sifuna must go. The sad bit is that it's not they. There is somebody behind them pushing them to do it.
Manyora also weighed in on Sifuna's decision to hold his ground despite growing signals that he may have lost favor within the ODM top leadership.
In the Kenyan politics, and it happens elsewhere, you're also getting every passing day the mistreatment that comes your way brings political capital by way of sympathy and so on and so forth. So he will wait. But ultimately, Sifuna will go, and I don't think you'll fight over ODM. In due course, it's a matter of time. ODM will be a small fish to Sifuna.
It now remains to be seen how the standoff will play out in the coming days and whether Edwin Sifuna will survive the mounting pressure or ultimately be edged out of his position.
Niendelee na mviringo ama imetosha? Kipril?
Njiru, you know, we are aware, according to Ruto, he wants Sifuna out by next Friday. We are aware of that. So my question remains, if this is the way we are doing Kenyan, where you allow, excuse me, a conman presidency to come and start messing up parties. I remember party you can call it Wasiri, is there illegally in Salem Davati, and all the other forms, other formation of small parties. And now he has messed up ODM. And in fact, they don't want to answer. I'm the one, like, they want answers from Sifuna. I talked a little bit Jaruo because I know somebody. I want to have some answers for her. Some of them you might not know what I mean, but I want to give her some answers on behalf of Sifuna in Jaruo later on.
Umelala wewe?
No, sijalala, niwe nangojea ucomment. Niendelee kucheza ama zikaekae?
Nitakuja. I'll come after this ikisha.
And I reminded, in fact, my last letter, I think 2 months ago, I reminded the ODM that every decision you make at the NEC and the Central Management Committee can be easily nullified because the person who is representing the young people there is close to 50 years. You see?
To be honest, I don't know who that is.
Ketora.
Okay.
You know, he's a youth leader.
Yes.
a youth leader, by definition of youth,
must
not
be youth, must be young.
Yeah, so I said, how do you allow somebody, when you saw Ketora being mentioned there, the young people were like grumbling. No. Because you have enough young people. I don't understand how, for you to inspire these young, they are very important to the party. I don't know if it is by design. Sometimes I ask myself that, are you guys shooting yourself on the foot? I don't know how many votes Ketora brings to you, but please, even if you want to put a Masai there, look for another Masai. There are very many young Masais there. Look for another Masai, put him there. But these young people need leadership. They need somebody who can talk to them, their language,
Somebody can
speak like
them.
This thing we are doing today, ODM should be having its weekly podcast. They're discussing their matters. How do we grow the political movement? How do you do the volunteership? How do you super NDC? These young people can host. They can, with a phone, cell phone, they can be doing wonders for this party. But you're so focused on very, the usual and old ways of doing things that we even forget the future of the party.
Yeah.
And I think that is the voice which, in so many words, and it was not coming to people clearly. I think that's what Winnie is trying to bring about. And that is what, it does not mean that is what is important to her, but that is the straw which can make her be very relevant in that discussion at that moment.
Yeah.
And I felt that the voice of the young people must be listened to in ODM. And if they don't listen to it,
yes,
I don't think that ODM can sustain itself for the next 5 years without the voice of the young people. And especially if they don't streamline that youth, because youth ODM can.
Endelea, karibu tumalize.
Ya kwamba chama cha ODM ni chama cha kitaifa, si chama cha Wajaluo ama Wakisii ama Waluya ama wa Coast peke yao, ni chama ya kila mahali hapa Kenya. Na pia kuna wale ambao wanafikiria kama kuna huyu jamaa ama yule mwingine ati amekasirika ati chama imesambaratika huko mkoa wa Magharibi. Umetuhakikishia hapa ya kwamba chama imesimama. Na mimi nataka niseme ya kwamba kama mwenyekiti wa kitaifa, tutasimama pamoja na wewe na viongozi wengine wa chama kutoka Magharibi. Tusimamishe chama mkoa wa Magharibi, tusimamishe chama, tupate viti vya chama chetu. Tutasimama pamoja. Na wana Nairobi pia wako hapa. Mimi nataka niseme ya kwamba Nairobi ni ODM. Na tusilegeze kamba hata kidogo. Tusimame na chama pale Nairobi. Na sisi pia kama viongozi wa kitaifa wa chama, tutasimama na nyinyi. Chama isimame pale Nairobi. Na vile gavana Baraza amesema, sisi tunaingia katika mazungumzo. Lakini ile jambo ambayo lazima ieleweke ni kwamba hatuwezi wachilia viti ambazo tuko nazo kama chama cha ODM. Tutashikilia hizo viti. Na mahali ambayo ni area ya ODM itabaki area ya ODM. Na tukiingia katika mazungumzo, tutaingia kama equal partners. Kwa sababu chama cha chungwa, nimesema ndio chama kikubwa zaidi South of Sahara and North of Limpopo. Kuna wanachungwa kutoka Vanga Kwale hadi Todonyang Turukana. Kutoka Tana River hadi Busia border. Kutoka Namanga hadi Nyatike Wothorum. Kwa hivyo tukiingia katika mazungumzo, tunaingia kama equal partners na tutazungumza kama vile viti vyetu lazima tubaki navyo.
Mana Rubika kendo Jaluo lando kendo kao to ng'ato ne penja ni to kakoro babu dhi bet governor tu ni senator dong sani Sakaja Mluya to Sifuna Mluya to kamako kacha koro marwa ni to rach ni ginango to maduong' to Sifuna osewacho neno dhi bet president koro wena gini kenda koro ng'at mabiro ta nyamo mach wadhi to kan kacha jokama kan kacha to wachako duoko tendwa maneni Nairobi kai. Nikech Jaluo Nairobi katelo osedhi moserumo kendo onge. Kata kidhi kata seche mindiko jowa indiko ji kai. Jaluo onge tijego. Obed kata matije matindo mag Green Army gi Jaluo onge. Kanjo ka Jaluo onge. Nikech ng'at madigore nigi kacha. Onge. To sebet kaman ndalo banki dero Sonko nodonjo an kananu obiro nani iluongo ni ng'a. Sakajo biro. Waonge gini chuth telo maluo ka. Wan gi constituencies adi. Abich. Donge. Embakasi East, Lang'ata, Ruaraka, Kibera, Mathare. To semana rumo. Koro mano ni kuonde ma wan wanyalo butno. Okapar ni kanyo kende. Mbele kadong be wantie. To kendo kababu boweyo. Tachunga gavana tabet. Onge gima waweyo wang'ni. Onge gima waweyo. Kendo ng'ato kikona no kanyalo. Jok monyalo go gin ng'a. Gin ng'a ma gin ginyalo no. Akaw gini. Jokama kikuola jokama yao. Akaw gini dong. Kora na kwau. Adwa chako wuotho motegno. Lang'ata, Kibera koni. Urwaka uru kabiro. Ubro rwaka. An kendo kadhi wuoyo. Kora adwa mana dhiri jotelo. Mondo watiek waka sa ng'eny. Donge. MCA Kileleshwa Ward. Alai wuogi jopiny.
Na pastor ni pastor, bishop ni bishop, mwanasiasa ni mwanasiasa. Kwa hivyo tusidanganyane hapo. Na ninasema Sifuna kwa sababu barabara ya Nairobi-Yangare lami haijapanda mpaka ikapita kwa Jonga mpaka ikaenda Naivasha. Barabara ya Melili kutoka Orekule kupanda hivi haijatengenezwa. Kwa hivyo mimi nikiwa Sifuna, mimi nikiwa Kazaroho, ninasema one term. Na watu wa Nairobi-Yangare, tuko masemeji, tuko mandugu, na tuliweza kujichagulia seneta kwa miaka ingine. Sasa ninasema Ledama aende nyumbani kabisa. One term. Aende wapi? Nyumbani. Hakuna kitu ingine. Ledama aende nyumbani. Ni wale Tonai kwa sababu tuko na matunda yake. Ameandika watoto hapa. Na ameandika watu. Tunapea Tonai mwenye anatukumbuka ambaye ako na return. Siasa ambaye haina return hatuwezi fuatana naye. Hatuwezi. Na la mwisho. Watu wa Nairobi-Yangare. Nyinyi sio watu ya kuwekwa mfuko. Ni lazima msimame imara. Nyinyi sio intruders. Nyinyi ni wenyeji wa Narok. Na muko na haki kusema hatutaki hii. Mimi nakuja na Sifuna Nairobi-Yangare. Ule atamesa wembe amese mchana. Kwa sababu nitafika na yeye. Because barabara zote lazima itengenezwe, hospitali zote ziwe sawa, kanisa ziwe sawa, na maboma zetu ziwe sawa, na hii stima ambayo iko na kifafa iondoke. Maana tunataka stima ambayo iko na kifafa, tunataka stima ile ambayo inawekwa na wananchi wanafurahia. Chama cha ODM haiwezi wekwa mfuko. Mimi ni mwanzilishi wa hiyo chama, nimekuwa na baba. Kwa hivyo watu wengine wasianze ukarabati yao kusema ati alisema tuingie broad government. Alisema who told you? Kwa hivyo bado ninajua vile tulizungumza. Kwa hivyo nataka kusema chama cha ODM tutasimama na Sifuna na Orengo na Ososi na Babu Owino na wengine. Wale wengine wako na ukarabati yao watembee salama, wanaenda nyumbani. Hawa Gen Z walienda kutafuta ukombozi na damu ilimwagika. Sasa nataka kuambia nyinyi, hata kama ni biashara yako ambayo uko naye na umeenda kukaa pale kukula matunda na yule ambaye amemwaga damu ya Gen Z, inue mkono wajue ukweli, tutafuata watoto wetu. Watoto wetu vile wanasema, tuko na watoto wetu. Kwa hivyo
mashamba yaliisha. Tupeleke watoto katika mashule. Viongozi wa makanisa, na hapa nikisema huwa mnaingia chini, leo msiingie chini. Shikeni Biblia na msimame na miguu miwili. Hii inji inaelekea motoni. Nilisikia juzi sisi tuko Singapore. Hapa ni Singapore. Hapa ni Singapore. Alafu nikasikia wa mwisho wanasema kama gwere aejoku. Mimi si mwanasiasa hata ngo. Tunaona viongozi kutoka juu hadi chini. Kama hauko karibu na sisi tunasema ngo. Tunasema ngo.
Mimi nataka kusema hivi. Mimi niko chini ya gavana wetu Ndutu ambaye amefanya mumefika hapa bila kukwama. Hiyo lami amenisaidia, hospitali amenisaidia na maji amenisaidia. Hiyo mimi niko hapo. Ya pili, wakati itafika ya siasa, kila mtu atabeba mzigo wake.
Tufanye siasa ya amani, walio vitini tuwape nafasi wafanye kazi. 2027 kila mtu atajiamulia, na mimi ambacho kiti huwa ninakulia, mimi ni nominated MCA Jubilee Party. Hapo ndipo niko.
Beautiful.
Tuelewane. Wakati sisi tunasema must go, nyinyi hamfai kusema must go. Must go where huko ndo nyumbani, nyinyi mnafaa mseme must come. Sasa must go where na yinyi huko ndo nyumbani, kumbe nyinyi ndio mnaleta confusion.
Umero ya must come bwana Kipril.
Nimelewa. So let's talk Sifuna. I'm playing contradictive stuff that is happening in ODM. Gladys Wanga said that it's not a Luo party. Yet Mbadi had an event, and what he stated is the fact that he's going to talk to Luo Council of Elders, even though he's not a Luo. I'll keep insisting on that. He's not a Luo. He's a Bantu. He's going to talk to them about how to strengthen the Luo community in government and how we're going to get more seats, more positions. How Wanga is saying that we are coming as equal partners, yet they just want to stick to the 4 positions they have. Now that they're trying to state, I think they are with Barasa himself, they're trying to state that ODM is still strong in Western, yet the whole speech of Jalango was in the Luo, and what he stated in the Luo is saying that that the Luo nation is quite strong in Nairobi and they need to retain it. He threw some praises to Babu Owino, that Babu Owino wants to be governor, so after they're beginning to warm up to him coming. Unajua Raila alikuwa amemkataza for him to say that. So they're stating at Embakasi East kuna Wajaluo, Lang'ata, Ruaraka, Kibera and Mathare. So that is what he's trying to state, that as the Luo nation needs to come together. So he didn't even mention the other tribes. So it was more about the Luo nation playing its dynamics into strengthening the constituencies that they have. And obviously what he's doing is actually spitting in Sifuna's face, stating that Sifuna is going to run for presidency. So he's coming to run for the Senate seat of Nairobi. So that he's not stepping on his toes and stuff like that. He's already stated that he's the one who's going to be the ODM amepata tikiti ya kurun for ODM in I think Roba, you speak the Luo, so correct me if I'm wrong. So it just looks like this party is becoming more and more Luo, no matter what they try to say. It's the biggest party in east to west. Unasahau kuna hapa hii Tanzania hapa ni kubwa. Lipopo, unaona hii Tanzania hii one party one ni kubwa kushinda ODM bana.
Yes, CCM.
CCM ni bigger than ODM. CCM.
At least they have brought the government since independence.
So you can tell me.
Hiyo. Walikuwa wamesahau hiyo. Wamekuwa wamesahau sana, sio sana hiyo ya Zimbabwe. Ya Robert Mugabe.
There are big parties out there, so ache mchezo.
ANC.
ANC, hata CNC, hata EFF is bigger than them also. EFF is also big for the people. So ANC, EFF, it's just, I've been saying this in the show several times without shame. Just like
imagine
UDA,
the biggest part ambayo itawahi kupata madaraka ijawe kushika government.
See, now let's just say the truth. This is out of tribalism, and I'm not ashamed to say it right
Yeah,
now.
so let's go back to Charango. Charango he was talking about the former governors of Nairobi, like Sonko and other people they got in. And I said, yeah, you are right there. So I got your constituency, but somebody has to remind him. So what he's trying to run away is just like the Luya doesn't count. I'm telling him the Luya for determines who wins from one milestone.
Even the Kisi and Kikuyu.
Yes.
Even the Kisi and Kikuyu.
Even the Kamba.
And Kamba.
Yeah,
and
the Kamba neighboring there. Machakos, Utawara area, so whatever Utawara, you
so
come.
the graces of ODM in Nairobi is because of Kamba, Kisi, Luya and Luo together wakiwa pamoja.
So
sasa ukienda peke yako,
the thing is keep you asked me a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Kama mwenyekiti wa chama is from Ruorand. The second person called Wanga, the spokesman is from Ruorand. The person ambaye is the common minority whatever in parliament is from rural, even Tony Mudok or whatever he's called he's okay, he's Somali.
Junet Mohammed,
is from Migori,
but his constituency is in rural. His constituencies,
it's in Migori. So our delegates what when I talk from Ruanyasa, what's that party called? So it's Ruo Party. Somebody has to tell them ODM was ODM then. Sai ODM is ODM Ruo. There's some facts. Those are facts they cannot run away from. Yeah. Right now, you talk of ODM in Kisirand, there's nothing there. Nobody. Hakuna. Yeah, there's no ODM. Mombasa, and that's why we want to have a problem. And that's why I said to you guys from the beginning. Remember what I said last week here, and the week before, I think Njura came here. I told you, before this Kindiki trauma, all this, I said, if you go to the tape, I wish you can play those tapes. I told you, from what I'm hearing, from whatever it is, it might be reliable, it might be, you can't trust it, that this is going to go with Joe as the running mate. Because he thinks that the Muslim can make up some of these faults. That's the only thing which is left on him. Yeah. So let us see this thing here. So huyu Kasongo amekuwa kapanya kale kameshikwa na mtego, lakini mwenye aliweka hiyo mtego hajakuja. Unaona, hajakuja, ana imeshikwa. Sasa ameshikwa ako kwa shimo. He doesn't know how to get away with it. That's why he's now as somebody who's incumbent who wants to run for presidency. But let me go back to Wanga. So Wanga ndiye ameandikia Sifuna barua to answer questions, all those questions by Friday or by Wednesday, I don't know, next week. Somebody has to tell Wanga, she's so small. She has become so mean. She has become
the letter has to come in by Wednesday. Then he has to appear physically on Friday.
Yes. Yeah. Somebody has to ask her, who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Yeah. Who is she?
It's a great woman.
There are some names they have in Jaruo. Gladys Wanga. Hiet Makwalo.
Let me leave it. I wanted to show you something, yeah, Roba, and you see how embarrassing it is. Ebu, play the last clip. It's just a few seconds.
Power. Walishapata power.
Sorry, I had to show how embarrassing that is. Roba, you can comment. Umemute.
Oh my God.
How embarrassing is that?
So can you imagine? So that's what we said.
You're speechless, huh?
Ruto is behind all this. Sasa, if they want power, seriously, we are told we want power. We want power. So we have Sifuna who can give them power.
Imagine.
We have Sifuna who can give them power. This is
so embarrassing to see that.
It's more than embarrassing. Oh my God.
Ushiona mtoto said when your kids are young, yeah? And then you're telling them you can't come, daddy has to go somewhere, you can't come, and then you kind of change your mind, unaambia enda vaa viatu haraka kimbia nisikuache. That's what I see. That's what I see. Like Ruto aliambia hebu ingia kwa gari haraka kama nitawaacha. So you see him and her and her husband running towards that chopper like kids who've never climbed a helicopter. Like, it's so embarrassing. They are going to be given goodies in Nairobi. I'm sure alikuwa anaenda kupewa pesa tu wakifika tu Nairobi hivi. It's just absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely. That is supposed to be the chairman of the biggest party.
No, that's a governor of a county. Yeah. Somebody who can run for presidents. That's the so-called Junet, maybe Junet, and they couldn't even run. We are mekura pesa paka hiyo. We are fat.
Naona kama sijui.
Naona kalianza kikatua kadogo Njiru. Angalia Junet some years back na sahi. Wamekura na hiyo. Unajua ni pesa na kuoa mabibi.
Alikula pesa ya Uhuru bana. Alikula pesa ya Uhuru. Sifuna said that.
So, watu kama hao sasa unaangalia vile wanakimbia kuingia kwa ndege. Is it the people you trust that they want to negotiate? Yeah. Lakini, you know what? We should support Sifuna at least ako na msimamo. Msimamo ambao he has been consistent even when Baba was still alive. He said it. I cannot support this conman, this dictator, this murderer, this the so-called whatever Kasongo. He said it, and he has been consistent. And I think we should just and you know what? If he gets the ticket, man, he can bring a lot of people, he can bring the hit, and the election will be won very easily. Like if you want to bring Karons and other things, I'm telling you, our young people, they might not show up. I can tell you that. Matiang, kwa sababu Matiang, they know Matiang a little bit, kwa sababu when they were in school, these kids were in school, they know him what he did. They will warm for him. Kalonzo can be very good vice presidents or to host what right now Musalia Mudavadi that seat or be a speaker. But if you want to put him on top of the ticket, italeta shida. I just want to warn you from the way I just feel. Italeta shida. Martha Karua is warm her because she has been consistent since 2011, fiasco of 2007. But she has done a lot of things to clean herself up. At least somebody can trust, but not Stephen Musyoka. No.
Let's be frank here. Yeah? Let's just do the calculation. Yeah, the United Opposition or Kwepa Moja.
Yeah, let's talk about the candidates.
They ran. No, we've not picked anybody yet. Yeah, because all of them are saying Ata Kashagoming is that. I know there's that law thing, whatever it is.
No,
but part of the meeting. Wait,
before you proceed, Gachagua, if he runs, we are dead. Gachagua is.
I know, but I'm just I'm stating facts. Just a second. What they've agreed amongst all of them is that they all throw their hat in, right? And at the end of the day, it will be decided who is going to be the flag bearer. Number two, there is not going to be zoning. Kuna kitu kama hiyo. Kuna ujinga kama hiyo. You see, the problem we've been having in the past is we don't trust our constituents to make the right decision. This is why we've had this three-piece suit that kicked our ass. If we did not do zoning, we would not have been imposed for Igathe. Igathe would not have been imposed on the people to be the governor of Nairobi. Tungekuwa na mtu wetu, brother Wetangula, right now would have had a very fruitful Nairobi. At least would have survived with a leader that we trust as governor of Nairobi. Number two, it is a good thing. This is what I don't see Akina Gladys Wanga. I do not understand. If ODM ran in 2027, they have a fighting chance to even beat the United Opposition as ODM. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Watch what Raila did with the broad-based, whatever it is. If they had decided after Mzee had passed away to come together and say, "Kitu ya broad-based tunaangusha," we have a what do you call it? A candidate in ODM. ODM is quite popular, but hii ujinga yote wamefanya sahi, they don't even stand a chance right now. It has been so deteriorated. It has been so splintered that they don't have a fighting chance.
Don't forget
because Ruto would not have. Ruto would have just one region now. If you get what I'm saying, kuna watu wengine. Haiwezi collaborate na watu wengine. It's just akina Gladys Wanga that are giving him oxygen. That is oxygen. Luo Nyanza is oxygen for him to talk like he has a region. Because I'm just telling you, as a fact, if these people were kicked out of ODM, power, I'm telling you, Buru is killing the country. At age 82, nafikiri amekuwa 83 right now, doing things like this. Huyu ni miaka 5 tu imebaki ama miaka 10 at most, yani what is he doing bana? He should be at home akipata massage kwa bibi zake. Should be having massages
relaxing. Not mabibi zake.
Mabibi za ni mmoja tu mwenye anampatianga massage. Mwingine amezeka. So the calculation of the country would have moved forward if we did not have greedy people in ODM. That is why it pains me politically.
I think that's a point I've never even thought about it. You just brought up. I think you are 100% correct. If after Papali, whatever happened, if ODM could have run away from the protest government and they say we want to move on as a party, it would be the popular party. They could have even just run. They could have run this election easily. They could have won. They could have taken the country.
Pick out, even by themselves. Like I'm telling you, they would have done well. Alafu wafanye coalition after
Ruto was so smart. Unaona hiyo Tumbiri, huyu anaitwa Junet Mohamed, yeah. Wakati amesema anaenda akatolewa kwa ndege, amekuwa mgonjwa, kumbe yeye ndiye ameenda kuuza nini, ametolewa kwa ndege and is planning out to choose Oburu na kila kitu na Ruto. Unaona, that's how it started. Si kuna ametuambia. And it's so embarrassing that this party, which was from all the way from, like Wanga said it, in fact she did it herself. But somebody has to remind her right now, E party, by the time it comes to 2027, it will be said it's on the Luo Nyanza party. As simple as that. Simple is a Luo party at this moment. It's a Luo party. Why are they fighting Sifuna? Because it's what? You don't want to be tribal. Come on, man.
You see, Roba, the problem with Sifuna has become a very big headache.
Yes.
Bwana Roba. He's become such a big headache because for the first time, Bukusus and Maragolis are talking the same language. That has never happened in political era of Kenya. People don't understand. Western is very, very, very divided. Bako unapata mtu kama huyu mtu wa Kimilili, anaitwa aje huyu?
Huyu anafadia kofia.
Huyu akukushutu watu. Baraza. Baraza is also talking some other language, but very cryptic. Baraza is talking as though he's going to leave UDA. That goes to tell you that Western is left.
He's going to run the governor for Bungoma. He's going to leave UDA. He knows he cannot win. He has run through either right now. I think where Sifuna goes, that's where he's going to go because he knows they have to.
They have to. Like the proof is in the pudding. I'm telling you, the most ile kitu najuanga tu kama indicator in Western to see that you are strong. It is not Kakamega, it's not Trans Nzoia, it is not all those places, it is Busia. Busia inaonyesha vitu. Yes, go on.
Let me ask you a question. If today, if someone gives you a scheme, then you say you choose for us a flag bearer for the united opposition. Give me the flag bearer for the TPD. Then give me the so-called the seat which is not that seat. Musalia Mudavadi, even though it's not constitutional, and the Attorney General. Or how you want to put it? Just give me your lineup.
I'm just going to tell you, like first choice. First choice for me. You know which party I am from. PLP party. It's definitely Martha Karua. I'm not going to talk about deputy for now. Martha Karua. Second best. I don't like him, but I have no choice but to say Matiang'i is my second choice. That is how I feel. Kalonzo can deputize any other candidate. That's just a fact. There's no fact. There's no playing around with it. I know Kalonzo really wants this and has a penny anytime, but the thing is, he's not strong enough to do what these other two can do. Ana hiyo nguvu. Hata Sifuna anamgonga vibaya sana. Sifuna can sweep him mbaya sana. Yeah. That is why I'm also hoping, before you come and give me your list. What I'm hoping for is Sifuna. I think he's doing that thing for Linda Mwananchi. What do you call it? Linda Mwananchi online. He's trying to gather to see how many people are going to support him, whatever it is. But before then, I have to think about the logistics. It takes a while to kind of register the party and have at least 24 offices around the country. Also to have at least 1,000 signatures around the country. That is what PLP has been doing. The rules have changed and it's quite difficult to do that right now. So for me, what I want him to do is, if he decides to do that, he needs to do it ASAP. After Friday, I decide kama anatoka. And then afterwards, and I will tell Sifuna as a fact, whether you like it or not, you cannot run on your own. You cannot run on your own. You need the help of your seniors. I think Stone PK said something very interesting last time. Hii kitu ya kusema kwamba sijui tuna wazee, sijui wazee wamefanya nini. Even me, I was of that opportunity, of that mentality. But at this point in time right now, we need as many people as possible to help us. So sometimes I look at Gen Zs and I say, I know what you're saying. These people have hurt us, whatever. But for now, tunataka kila mtu tushikane, hata nyinyi Gen Z tushikane pamoja. Hiyo kitu yako ya kadi, include us also on that thing for kadi. Ukuje utuchukue sisi, tuende tuchukue kadi hata sisi. Include us. Let us do all these things because there is one mission we want to do, and it's to get rid of Ruto. So me, Sifuna lazima toke. Akishatoka, aingie kwa nini? Because there is no way you're going to tell me you're going to snatch that party from Oburu Odinga. You're going to snatch that party from Aida Odinga. You're going to snatch that party from Wanga, Junet, Njoho. All these people are holding
certificate, yeah.
Yeah. Kuna kitu kama certificate.
Yeah,
once
but
they
they can be ODM, them what ODM in the ground and ODM 190, whatever.
But your certificate is just also nonsense. It's confusing the people. People need to understand what they're voting for. How can you have two ODM? You cannot do that. It's confusing the people. Wachana nayo, leave it alone. I know it's very late. It's time to leave. it is time to leave, form a party. Anza kampeni yako vizuri sana.
But don't forget the money which is there for almost 5 billion, bro.
Wamekula hiyo kitu umeona hizo masherehe wanafanyanga kila siku, hizo matendo wanafanya nazo.
No, from what I heard, that money is because of Ruto's money.
It's 10 million. It's 10 million.
So, yeah, but what I'm saying is, according to what I'm hearing, because they don't agree, nobody's signing to get the money out of their account be used. So Sifuna has to sign, somebody else has to sign. So they are not, because they are kind of different camps. So,
but they did say that. Wanga said that in JKL Live. They have access to those accounts.
They do?
They do have access. It's not, to sign a check, it's not like you have to have all of them to sign it. You have at least a couple, 3 or 4 in the treasury. When they sign, you vote for it, and then you get a majority. And right now, majority of ODM leadership is greedy idiots. Let's just be frank. Kitu tuachange kujidanganya hapa, tunasema ukweli. Just like you told me earlier on, we have to say the truth. Hakuna mambo ya kujifanya hapa.
I have a feeling that let me give you my lineup before we proceed.
Yeah,
if I had my way right now, if I had my way, I would have Sifuna on top of the ticket. First of all, before I say the president, okay, the president, let me say the chairman of United is going to be Gachagua to be the chairman of United Opposition. Then, being the chairman, he has also power control. They have to agree that he has power control. His party should get like parliamentary out of his party benefit. If he gets a certain members of parliament and whatever numbers he get, that one they should give him that, because then from there, him being the chairman, Kalonzo Musyoka would be my either to be the Attorney General or the speaker. The speaker.
Speaker, Indian speaker too, yeah.
Yeah, the speaker. Kalonzo Musyoka, the speaker. So, comes to Martha Karua. Martha Karua, I think she wants to be the governor of Kirinyaga.
No, she's not going to do that.
Yes, I'm not just saying.
No, I know what she's eyeing. I know what she's eyeing. It's either the presidency, not in so many words. It's she wants to take the justice docket.
Yes, she belongs that area there. She can be with the Attorney General too.
Yeah, she mostly wants to clean up the justice docket of Kenya.
Then now it leaves me with a TB president.
But
I'll throw Matiang there.
Yeah.
Then on top of the
we have no choice. Roba, we have no choice. Do you know that? Yeah.
Then from there, I will have Sifuna as the candidate running the flag. So it will be Sifuna, Matiang, and the rest. But I would have Gachagua as the chairman and whatever of the Opposition United, whatever name they will form, that name of the chairman was like, and he has power. Because also you have to give him something. Then from now, Ruto, is he going to run the chairman against the chairman, or is he going to run against Sifuna or the Matiang? You know, that becomes a problem. Yeah, so that's my lineup in G. What do you think?
Atasema Gachagua for president.
Why are you thinking for me?
Nakuenjoy, bro. Nakuenjoy, relax.
Yeah. For me, I'm open to anyone. Although I could have wanted a larger concept of choosing the candidate whereby they could have brought it to people. The only problem needed sasa to block watu wa UDA wasiingililie because watake kuchagulia mtu mbaya. But for now, I feel Kalonzo would be a more unifying factor. Yeah, so I'm thinking of Kalonzo Matiang'i ticket right now. Hiyo ndio ile ticket nafikiria. Kalonzo Matiang'i ticket. Yeah, Kalonzo Matiang'i ticket. I feel that one will be. Alafu sasa naye sasa Gachagua akue sasa ni like he is like the power broker there in between. Yeah, we do it like the Sonko style. Sonko style kule. Sio Sonko wa Kenya. Sonko wa Kenya ni Imbo. I'm talking of the Sonko of, is it Ivory Coast or Senegal? Somewhere like that. Somewhere in West Africa. So I feel.
Explain that Gina Sonko. By the way, I've never understood.
Yeah, Sonko
because because
by the way, something in the Messiah
because you know Sudi used to be called Sonko. By the way, Sudi used to be called Sonko.
No, wachana na masonko wa Kenya.
Yeah, but explain to me the name Sonko. You may talk happy.
So, what happened?
I know it's to do with wealth, but I just need to understand the originality.
No, I'm talking of like that Western Africa guy. He has been having that name like for so long, but I think it could be a colloquial name. Is imagine tunaitanga colloquial. It's a colloquial name of like. It's just like now, like people have abandoned the Sonko. Now they are now using Bazoo. I think it is their names which evolve over time, but it's so unique that Sonko cut across Africa. Because it is used in all places in Africa, but I think
I'm checking AI. I'm checking AI.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So that's what I feel. Sorry.
So in East Africa, in Kenya and parts of East Africa, Sonko is a shame popularity name. A rich person, a boss, or someone
like
who is wealthy. Now from West Africa, from West Africa, it's from Senegal, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau. Sonko is a common name for a prestigious surname. So for the Mandika people. Actually, Nikama kusema Patel. It's like saying Nikama kusema Patel or Singh. I see. So sisi tulichukua kutoka huko kwao.
Oh, East African rich person boss. Alafu lakini huko ni nobody.
I think we got influenced by the East Africans, the West Africans, because the Sonko name it was like the Singhs, the Patels, jina kubwa kubwa from prestigious families.
So ni wase serious. So in other words, Sonko ni mse serious in West Africa. Lakini ikifika Kenya ni mujinga tu.
Yes, you got it right.
Yeah, ikifika Kenya tu because sasa wewe ona tu watu wote wanaitwa Sonko Kenya vile wanakaa.
Sonko Swale,
kuna Sonko, kuna jamaa Sonko
Mbudhi. Si Sudi was the Sonko in Eldoret. That was his name originally. Yes. Sudi was called Sonko in Eldoret.
Maybe Bwana Kipril, so that we can finish all our...
I'm being serious. I thought you were in Eldoret. Sudi was called Sonko.
I never pushed to answer that.
There's another one in Mombasa, by the way. Kuna mwingine huko Mombasa. Yo jina ni ujinga.
Ni wale wanaitwa msimamo sijui anawaita Kobe na hiyo ingine inaitwa aje sijui. Anyway, Ebu Kipril, I want you to react to this. Let's finish our video.
Umeweza kukubali kazi ambayo ninawafanyia hapa.
Umingale chechange watoki moyeni lakini matongo bunjiura. Amuni imoje barashima. Watingo sinye kogo ime otionga imila kwengunge. Omagiboro ginye. Kibore Ochichi miu ni woga ime gora hinye no mi baragion kuma lenyona osige muoi mutya gele goge la me bare matonge bare rae amuni ge bare ge bari kuma miot kole bare kole watabe watabe alije juno kami bwange no watabe president unape Oke muai bagase Kele madame. Wana pichone. Wana ni achun. Ara mwa gongo ibizi.
Nina imani kwamba umeweza kuchukua sekunde yako 1, 2, 3.
You know, ile kitu moja imenifurahisha na hiyo kitu ni now one term is also encouraging language. You know that
you know what pare means Roba understands killing.
So what was happening there? Maybe you can help us understand.
I think somebody, I don't know that politician. I think
it's not the famous Blue. Sababu nimesikia kuna jamaa huko kwenye mnamuita Blue tena, sijui Blue. Who is that Blue?
Alisema he's saying he's not running on the UDA ticket, right? And he's coming on to one term. And he talked about, I think, not death. They killed one of us. So, yeah, one term is going there. I need to research that fellow actually. Tangalia vizuri. That's very interesting.
Yeah, because you can imagine that now one term is percolating even to Kalenjin direct. You know, that is something which Kipriru which
means he might be starting his own party there. I think he might be starting his own party there. So I hope they don't touch him. Ruto does not try and touch him. That is serious. That's actually absolutely serious. That is scary for Ruto because he's being hit from all sides. Gongo, panel beating.
Yeah, it's something actually which I was very positive to when I start seeing one term encouraging direct.
Oh, that keeps it.
That one is like
please differentiate. Please differentiate. I keep trying to tell you. Difference between Kipsigis, Nandi, Keyo, Tugen, Pokot, Marakwet. We're all Kalenjins, but we're different. We are very different. It's just
I think Kalenjins are divided in either.
Together.
Somebody is trying to.
You see, the problem is
Kalenjins are united.
The name Kalenjin, the name Kalenjin. Just hold on, Kidogo. The name Kalenjin is just being associated with William Najitanga Gema, right? Gema and Kalenjin are the same thing in terms of hierarchy, yeah? In terms of how you split up things. Because Mwembu anaweza sikia vile, you can talk to an Embu person. A Kikuyu can talk to an Embu, and an Embu can talk to a Kikuyu. A Kikuyu can talk to a Thara can talk to a Meru. We can talk to, you guys can talk to one another. It's as if it's one language. It's similar to saying unaongea Kigema. That is how you guys have put us. Unaongea Kigema. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is the difference. But actually, Kipsigis is different from Nandi. Nandi is different from Keyo. We're different. We're actually very different people. Pokot ndio alijitoa kabisa. People don't know we speak similar with the Pokot. We're actually the same people. So when I hear you saying Kalenjin, I'm like, no, tuko different bana boss. Ukisikia Mnandi akiongea na Mkipsigis, it's different. We just happen to have been put together by a Moenjo so that we have same voting block. Tuonekane tuko pamoja. But kuna kitu kama Kale. There was nothing like Kale. Kuna kitu kama Kalenjin. It does not exist. It doesn't. There's no tribe called Kalenjin. It's just something that is not older than, I would say it's not older than 50, 60 years. 60 years maximum. Yeah. So just say the Kipsigis people are ready to move. That's the thing. And that's why I wish Mungia don't get to Namata to Namambi. It's time to get Kipsigis land. When the Mukaonge na watu wetu. Those ones are ready to talk. Chana na Nandi. Forget about the Nandi people. Hapo nuko kina Ruto. And you've got Eldoret, which is a mixture of Nandi and Keyo people, and then the rest of the Kenyan tribes because it's a city. Then ukikuja huku chini Elgeyo Marakwet is the Marakwet people and the Keyo people. Then ukiingia hivi chini Baringo now is purely Tugen and a few trickets of the Ma people there. So ukiingia Nakuru, it's a mixture of all tribes. You've got Masais, Kikuyus, Kalenjians. Lakini wa Kikuyu wameshika hiyo mahali bana. Nakuru ni yenu. Ama? Yeah, that's a msimamo ongea.
Aya, msimamo, go ahead. I hope you have been following in the background. Ama unataka ubriefiwe. So kama msimamo anataka briefing, bwana Kipriro ndio utambrief bana.
Unataka msimamo anaingianga anajua vitu. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, lakini mjamaa amekataa kulala. Kaka, sema.
Niko poa, vipi kwema? Kwema kabisa huko. Mimi naona jamaa amebandika hapa urais na nini, kila mtu amejaribu namba yake. Anyway, si mbaya. Lakini wangu yani nitongana na Njiru hapo. Kalonzo, Matiang'i, doge tingine haswa ya mama Bandiko Justice. Hapo nitasimamia hapo. Na Muturi naye angalia mahali kwake hivyo hivyo. Si kwamba tuna shida ya viongozi. Hiyo kuna sikiza vile ambao wamebandika uongozi. Ila wote 9 watatukamilishia tu. Watatupa kiongozi tu bila shaka. Kwa mimi sina mashaka kabisa kwa sababu hatuna uhaba wa viongozi. Kilichobaki ni kwamba wasiwasi wangu haswa ni jinsi gani kura yetu haswa itasimama. Lakini hebu nitoe taka za masikio hapa kuhusiana na Kindiki, kulikoni huko kwa kina Kindiki. Kindiki yuko wapi mbona simsomi? Maana nikamba analalamika sasa ambaye anaonyesha dalili kwamba kuna hatihati. Naona siku hizi mpaka amesema wananitukana, mimi sina shida nao, mimi shawasamee mimi. Maana uongozi ni wa muda tu. Vipi tena, mbona kauli zinakuwa kama zina mchecheto, zina wasiwasi hizi kwamba zinatuonyesha ishara wazi? Vipi kwema kweli kwa Kindiki 2027 ni yeye ama ni Wanga ama ni Joho? Kipu ndugu yangu hapo, utanitoa hizo taka za masikio. Asante.
Msimamo umepotea?
No. Hapana, nauliza swali.
Ndio hilo langu mimi.
Kindiki, I think he's panicking because he knows he's out the door. And Kindiki naona kwamba anasikia baridi imeanza kumpata kwa sababu anaona fununu za Ruto kumuondoa kuwa naibu wake wa rais. Sasa ameona kwamba, nasikia fununu kwamba alikuwa anaitisha kwamba atashuka chini wakimpatia CS Waine kutoka Mlima, ndio akuwe na favor na watu wa Mlima, ndio wasimsahau ukikuja 2027. Sasa amekaa kwamba at least kama ikifika 2027 ako na mguu mmoja kwa huu upande wa Ruto na ako na mguu mmoja kwa upande wa United Opposition. Sasa ndio nakwambia itafika muda Kindiki atatandika kitanda chake kwa sababu muda wa campaign utaanza na tutachukua mkereketo wetu wa United Opposition, naye Ruto atasema kwamba atakuwa na plan yake ya kuwa kwamba yeye ndio atawandia kiti cha urais na pia atapata deputy wake, naibu wake, na sidhani itakuwa Kindiki. Kindiki ana nguvu kwa ana nguvu kwa mlima.
Kipril
Anajua kwa sababu unaona
anajua na watu
ukiona vile ameanza kuongea, it's a man defeated. Ameumia, ana kitu chochote, ana nguvu yote huko mlimani. Unaona mpaka watu wake anamfukuza. Na nilikuwa nacheka tu juzi nikasema, kwani hii homecoming ya Kindiki tumeingoja mpaka siku gani? Gachagua ile siku alikuwa ameiba kura kukuwa naibu wa rais. Si uliona aliendesha gari yake kila mahali mlima bana, akionyesha kila mtu bana, nimefika. Kindiki sasa tumengojea hiyo homecoming. Hata sasa nani, ukiuliza mtu wa ushago nani ndio naibu wa rais, watu bado wanafikiria ni Rigathi Gachagua. By the way,
no, kuna comment nimepata hapa, hii itabidi nikusomee bwana Kipril. Lakini akina badi nini wamekula ya Ruto? Kikuyus are our enemies. And in 2027 ni bandi
hiyo ni kali.
Zidi hata nimekutana nayo nikasema lazima nikuoneshe bana. Huyu ni mbandi sasa. Badi anasema Kikuyus are our enemies and in 2027 Ruto must win so we can show them we have the numbers.
He said it in the Luo. He said it in the Luo. He said it in the Luo. Alisema kwa Kijaluo, by the way. Mbadi si Mjaluo lakini ajifanya Mjaluo. So I'm telling you, there is a big fight. Ukiona watu kama Omosho wanawa, ukiona watu kama Gaucho wakiongea juu ya Kikuyu, there is such deep hate against the Kikuyus. Like, the Luo nation is gone. I've always told you guys, wachana now, Omenda, they've gone. If you hear Gladys Wanga talking like that, it's become a village party. I'm sorry. Everybody that is at higher power in ODM is Luo. Who said ODM was Luo? You could at least say that ODM is based Nairobi, Mombasa, coastal region, the whole of Nyanza, by the way, parts of Turkana, but mostly the Luya, Western, and Mombasa, Nairobi. Hawana kitu sahihi, tu ni Luo Nyanza peke yake. Kwa akina Roba ametoka, akina Roba had left, akina Alex, they're out. You will never hear them. You'll never hear Kisi talking about ODM. Ever. And Western naona wametoka.
Na mbona kuuliza Kipril as you speak na usisahau nimesikia kulikuwa na uchaguzi ya nati imetendeka na hata hatukuwa tunajua.
PLP.
Na tile chama ya walimu wamechagua na wakaongezea huyo Oyu miaka ingine 5. I was not aware. I'm just seeing it as news.
Hata hiyo chama cha nitwaje hiyo chama cha wafanyikazi nitwaje hii. They're about to go for elections. Yeah, they're about to go to elections. They're going to pick
na watatupicha siku hizo wana make hizo vitu hata haweki kwa media ili tusishughulike, ili warudishe matumbo kratapo haraka haraka. Ili sasa unajua, I think Ruto is preparing for endorsement from these guys because unachukua Oyu atatokezea aseme I endorse Ruto, nani huyu Atwoli atokezea I endorse Ruto, so and then they will think like I think that's what they want.
But have you noticed also wananchi don't care about that anymore. Wananchi don't care about that. Ukiona vile Gikomba imefanywa, again, let's talk about the stupidity that Ruto does all the time. Hii kitu ya Gikomba nje imenistua sana. If he was planning to steal this election, angengoja tu baka at least 2020 after 2027 anza kufanya hizo vituko. Yani Nairobi Nairobi has just suffered flooding. people are just trying to recover, including the people of Gikomba. Wanaanza kurecover, magari zao zime swing. People have lost a lot of property. Unakuja kufagia Gikomba. Hiyo ni kitu mzuri kweli. Because that has been hiyo kitu imesaidia United Opposition. Walikuwa na rally hapo tu Gikomba. Very good political points for opposition. Unakuja kutuambia hapa, how many modern markets, let me ask you Njero, how many modern markets have been built for people na watumi around Kenya tu sinajengwangwa?
I have not even
Nyayo build a lot of those things. Nyayo alitengeneza vitu mingi zinaozanga. You've ever traveled from Nairobi to Eldoret by matatu, unaona ziko hapo hizo markets. Watu wanakataa kuingia kwa hizo markets. You cannot do that. You're just kicking out the poor. Let me tell you, some of the greatest markets are these ones. Hizi zimetengenezwa, hizi zinaletanga tourism up. You don't know these things. You have to slowly change people's minds about such mindsets. And if indeed you want to clean up Gikomba, it should have been in your manifesto. Unasema mimi manifesto yangu ni kutoa Gikomba. Natoa Toi. And remember, that was the manifesto of Azimio. Remember that we said that as Azimio. We did state that we do not want to sell second-hand things. At least there I can actually support Gachagua. Gachagua said usishike hizo vitu. It wasn't even Ruto. Gachagua stated when he was with the UDA that usishike mabiashara za watu. Hata kama ni second-hand usishike. And he stated that is part of the UDA manifesto.
Nikuulize Kipril kidogo as you talk about your story market. Do you think because sasa Ruto alitokezea with a very big speech, we are going to change this market? Tunataka watu wa Gikomba, nimeongea na wao and they are supporting this idea. By the way, we are going to build a postmodern market here.
Who owns it?
Ndio nauliza hao watu wanasikiliza hizo stories za Ruto za kusema ati anajenga postmodern market huko.
Nobody's listening to that. Let me tell you, unajua Westlands. Unajua kitu
kwa robo heka. Modern market itajengwa kweli kirobo heka.
Itakuwa Somali bana, sorry.
Lakini mbona mimi nasikia kizunguzungu hapa? Kila jambo sasa hivi likifanywa, jamaa sasa hivi ameona lawama ni Uhuru Kenyatta ndio lawama. Ni kulikoni? Mbona wameingia mchecheto kiasi hicho kwamba kila jambo sasa hivi
sababu ya unity? Msimamo, I want to react to you on that one. Utaongea. Let me tell you, ile kitu imepea Ruto frustration ni ule mshikano wa mlima, sababu najua he was thinking that na umesikia takina Gachagua washasema the other time Matiba ako hivi, Kibaki ako hivi, so already mlima Kenya ishaoneshana hakuna vile kule yao inagawaika, so mlima Kenya tunaenda debe moja. And Ruto was hoping that kule, and then sasa unaona sasa his project Kindiki is not working kugawa hiyo kule ya mlima, even with all the fake by-election. Sasa Ruto asha come to the reality that ya kwamba mlima uwezi gawanyika.
Tarakaniti was a very big slap. Hiyo ilimuonesha huyu ni Meru umemweka hapo but is nothing. Slap ingine kubwa ilikuanga hapa Kiambu. So walienda Kiambu juzi wakaenda kubuiwa. They were told fuck off. So he had to go, acha nikwambie again, he had to go to an orchestrated meeting with people, bishops in Nyeri. Mbona kwenda kwa wananchi wa Nyeri? I didn't see him with the people of Nyeri. He ran to the people he's used to, the bishops. Akalipa pesa, akafanya some ceremony about siju oil. Again, kutumia kanisa olehale. Useless.
Ndo kitu ambacho mimi kininishangaza hicho kama msimamo, kwa sababu ule ulikuwa mkusanyiko wa makanisa tofauti tofauti. Ni pale kulikuwa na makanisa from Eastern, kulikuwa na makanisa from, so unakuta kwamba hata kama ndio
lakini hili ni kanisa na branch zake zenye ambazo ziko pale, na in fact na feel alifanya. So kwa dalili hii inaonyesha haswa mazima kwamba viatu vinapwaya hivi sasa hivi. Lakini kubwa zaidi naona mimi ni ile beef ambayo iko pale na Uhuru, kwamba Uhuru bado ana trust kubwa sana kwa wananchi, yes, kwamba akizungumza basi anapewa sikio zaidi kulikoni haswa, yani bado anapewa ile heshima, yani bado amebeba ile heshima nzima licha kwamba yupo katika uongozi, lakini sasa wananchi wanamuamini kuliko jamaa yangu huyu haswa aliyopo. Nadhani pia hili nalo ni kichefuchefu kwa huyu jamaa wangu, kwa sababu Uhuru ananyamaza, lakini akizungumza unakuta Wakenya wana react kwamba wanampa ile heshima yake, yani kwamba bado ana ile nguvu ya kusikizwa haswa kama kiongozi haswa wa taifa. Nadhani hili linawapa kichefuchefu kiasi kwamba wanaona kwamba Uhuru ni kikwazo, licha ya huu muungano ambao sasa hivi umeonyesha umazima kwamba mlima hautagawanyika, lakini bado still ile heshima ya huyu kiongozi ipo, ambapo kwa huyu wa sasa hiyo heshima haipo, na si kwamba haipo tu kwa sasa, muda mrefu ilishuka mazima kwa vijana wa kizazi kipya, ikashuka tukakuta kwamba haya majina yanajitokeza tofauti na marais wengine, maana sijapata kuona haya majina ambayo yamebandikwa ubwana kutokana na tabia mtu. Na ndio maana mimi nitasema hivi, heshima kujileta haitafutwi. So ukitengeneza lenye tija, basi heshima itashuka mazima. Ukitengeza kuchukua kila kitu wewe ni wewe unajua everything, basi heshima ile utapata kuilazimisha kuitafuta. Okay, mimi yote tisa, mimi leo napenda kusikiza zaidi jamaa. Mimi acha nisikize kidogo hapa.
Sawa, msimamo, that one is okay. I think nataka tufunge kipindi sababu kesho nataka nifungue mapema, so bwana Kipril, so sijui kama kesho mtapata. Kesho nataka kufungua 7 PM Kenyan time, so kama kuna mtu ataweza kupata time mapema, nakuja mapema kabisa 7 PM Kenyan time. So please, wale watapata time mkuje mapema. Today was a very busy day for me, so nataka sasa niende pahali nijitoe jasho and I prepare for tomorrow. Just that. So bwana Kipril, mnaweza peana mawazo yenu ya mwisho alafu tufunge kipindi for now, but kesho mkuje mapema, so nisifungue kipindi mapema alafu you guys you don't come early. So saa zingine tunafungua kipindi mapema alafu tu tunaona tu watu wawili watatu, so mnakuwa tu mnazoea ile shendo. So that's why I'm saying it now. Okay, nitacheza hizo video mbili Kipril ameniwekea, ni sawa. So that's why I'm saying tomorrow we are starting early, so please 7 PM Kenyan time, before news nitakuwa hapa, so please encourage us so tusifungue kipindi mapema and then we don't have anyone. So Sarah, umesikia, kesho tunaanzia 7 PM Kenyan time, so ruka Kenyan time, then wake tau pia nitaset kipindi mapema so that people can be prepared for it. So kesho ni 7 PM Kenyan time. Thank you.
Hii ni brand new bus ya Githunguri Township Primary School. We had promised them because they have been performing so well. Actually, they've been the #1 school in Central Kenya in terms of public primary schools for the last 3 years. 3 years. So we promised them 2 things. One, tukawaambia tutawatafutia bus ya shule courtesy of CDF Githunguri, na ndio hii tumeleta. 2, tukawaambia ya kwamba tunataka ku expand the school because the population is growing, na hiyo pesa ya ku expand shule itatoka kutoka kwa National Government Ministry of Public Works, na tumeconfirm ya kwamba tunapata money to do extra 12 to 20 classes. Alafu tukawa promise tutawapatia swimming pool kwa sababu ya performance nzuri. And of course it's a town school, so we need to have at least one school zile ziko na program ya CPC ikiwa na swimming pool. So the best place to do swimming pool will be Githunguri Township because wako na space kidogo ambayo tunatumia kujenga hata the new classes. Congratulations Githunguri Township.
Wetu mstaafu, watu wa dini, mimi nilikuwa ni mmoja wao. Niligonga ofisi yako nikakuuliza, vipi, mbona? Ukasema unasikitika. Ndio, unasikitika, lakini sio mimi niliyechagua watu wote, ni watu wote waliochagua, na tukasemezana kwamba tulikubaliana aliyeshindwa aende kotini, na wakaenda kotini. Koti si yetu, koti ni yenu nyinyi viongozi, na koti ikaamua in a certain way. Sasa tusemeje? We let the rule of law prevail. Mambo hayaendi kama tunavyoita kawaida. Ukisikia, ukisoma, ukitizama runinga au radio au mitandao mbalimbali, utakuta kuna mauaji mengi ya watu wasio na hatia. Watoto, kina mama, nchi nyingi za karibu na za mbali, na kuna watu ambao wanaendelea kunyemelea miji, kunyemelea nchi za wengine. Kanisa wakati kama huu tunajitambulisha na watu kama hao na kukemea vita ambavyo havifai, kukemea hali ya uongozi ambao haufai, na kukemea watu ambao wanatumia silaha kuangamiza maisha ya watu, wengi wao hawana hatia. Kwamba sala yetu ni sala ya kuandamana na wanaochoka, wanaoshambuliwa, wanaopata shida, na sio tu Kenya, ni dunia nzima. Palipo na machozi tufute machozi, palipo na giza tuweke mwanga.
Page 29.
And finally, the position we're all waiting for. For a man who loves science and who believes in data, for the same data to ratify him as the top performing member of parliament in the Star Leaders Awards of 2026 is none other than
Embakasi East Member of Parliament, Honorable Babu Owino.
I really want to take this opportunity to thank the Almighty God for making this possible. The great people of Embakasi East constituency, were it not for you, I would not be here today. We've been ranked as #1 best performing member of parliament in Kenya, and I really want to thank the Almighty God for this. I want to tell Kenyans that leadership is not about power. It is not about positions, and it is not about titles. It is about service delivery. Service delivery is the foundation of great leadership. A true leader will not ask, what am I gaining in this? But a true leader will ask, how can I help? Leadership is about helping, uplifting the downtrodden, the less fortunate, the forgotten in the society, ensuring that you act as a bridge, as a leader, between your people and the Almighty God. Act as a bridge between their dirty past and their golden tomorrow in the foreseeable future. Act as a ladder that they can use to climb to the higher levels. Act as a bridge that they can use to cross over the turbulent waters, to cross over the sharks, the crocodiles. Leadership is about others. It is about the people. And therefore, for me as Babu Owino, is not about being a king, it's being a servant, serving my people, giving the best to them. That's what I can say. And I want to congratulate all other leaders who've done well, who have served well. I want to also take this opportunity to thank and appreciate the great work done by Polytrack, done by the Star Awards, the CEO, Mr. John, together with Mr. Martin, for the great job that they've done. They are keeping checks and balances under the doctrine of separation of powers, checks and balances that was opined by a great man called Charles Louis de Montesquieu, Baron the Secondant, in 1748. That is when he wrote his works called The Spirit of Laws and came up with what we call the separation of powers, checks and balances. So they are doing well because when they do this, they ensure that leaders work. And those who are not ranked well will also pull up their socks because they need to serve the people. Those who've done well will also continue improving because this is a going concern. It's about the people. It's never about us. Yes.
Okay, I think we are done. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we're done. So naona just before you leave kidogo tu wamchomba umeona amepewa pesa mingi na Ruto. She's also trying to campaign to be back as MP.
But she is pretending at any pesa ya CDF.
Ni ya Ruto. So is she going to run for UDA? Sasa mtamrudisha DCP ama mtamrudisha? Then the second video, I wish I had time. Yo kitu bana imenistua sana. You see, ile kitu itaangusha tena ni hiyo kanisa yenu. So your churches are stupid. Your churches are very garbage. Umeona sasa? You've seen how your churches are treating you. They are still with Ruto. They are still eating from Ruto. And those are the men of the cloth. I don't even understood what that man was saying. They are hitting Uhuru. It's bad. Naona umeboeka na mimi. Acha msimamo ongee.
Sijaboeka na wewe, I'm listening.
Najua unataka kwenda. Tutaongea hiyo kesho basi.
It's not about you can finish your point.
Imesha.
3:30. You have 9 minutes to say what you want to say. 9 minutes.
No, I've finished.
Aya, msimamo malizia.
Mimi sina usemi kwa sababu kila dalili inajionyesha. So nadhani mahesabu hapa yanapigwa hayaingiliani, maana siyo kama Luo-Nyanza itatosha aswa peke yake hapa, sipo wengine, kwa sababu the LAGSAC na wala wamefungana na broad-based government na nini bado wana kibarua kigumu. So anyway, mimi naona kwamba tunaelekea kuliko na miti inateleza hii kwa upande fulani. Kwa hiyo wale ambao sasa hivi haswa tunawategemea kama viongozi wetu, basi walafanye la tija. Nikimalizia kwamba kura ya mwananchi pale Lebeni izungumze. So wakitusaidia kwa hilo mapema, basi kwa ni jambo la mbolea, kwa sababu wasiwasi wangu ni kwamba bado system ni ile ya kina Kamago na wengine, na vile tume hii kwamba iko ganjani. So siamini tu na unanimous votes kwenye ambapo tutaweza kupiga. Wasiwasi wangu huko hapo kwa system. So labda wa viongozi wetu watatusaidia haswa akutatua hili, maana hapa ndo kwenye shida. Lakini kiukweli mimi sina shaka sasa hivi, maana huku kwetu naona viongozi wanaanza kushuka. Nimemwona speaker yule wa Senate akijaribu akipamba maneno, lakini mwisho wa siku anashindwa pia haswa na kueleza. Still bado anaahidi badala ya kutoa yale matendo yaliyofanyika kwa kipindi cha miaka 3.5. So kama ni swala la ardhi upande wetu wa pwani, ndio hilo alikuwa analizungumzia bado. kama ni swala la nini. So unakuta kwamba kujieleza haswa kikamilifu ili wananchi wakuelewe haswa kwamba unaunga watuta mkono, basi wao wanashindwa na zile sababu zenye tija za msingi kuweza kuwafika na kuweza kusafisha haswa hii tuta maana yake. So nadhani ni kibarua sasa kila pande, kwa sababu hata huku kwani viongozi wana kibarua, maana yeyote ambaye sasa hivi anafungamana upande ule anaonekana kwamba ni tumbo ndio ambalo limemuongoza wala si lingine. So tunaelekea kuliko, but how well are they prepared haswa kutusafisha hii system ili tusiye tukaishi hapo kwa vifaranga wa kompyuta na tukaishia kotini. Lakini kama ni dalili zinajionyesha kwamba ushindi uko wapi. Kwa hivyo hata wao makanisa wazungumze 10 na kusaza, kisha still bado sidhani kama wataweza kufaulu haswa kama walivyofaulu wakati ule, kwa sababu wengi wa wananchi bado wametamaushwa kwa sababu yale ambayo yanawasibu bado hajapata suluhu. Zaidi wao wanatumika kama gogo, kisha wanatumika dau, kisha hawa mabwana wakifika ufukweni basi wanageuka kuwa gogo. Kwa hiyo sidhani kama pia hii hesabu ambayo umepiga ya broad-based government kama italeta sana mashaka, kwa sababu still bado hata ndio Nyanza kuna maswali na hawa viongozi wenyewe haswa itself, kutokana na maamuzi ambao wameichukua na jinsi ambavyo wanainani na kuipamba haswa hii ukuhuba huu wa UDA na ODM. So to me naweza nikasema kwamba haswa united position wako na, but this is the time kuweza kuleta haya mabadiliko, lakini how well are they prepared na system? Maana hapo kwa system ndio kunanipa kizungumkuti, maana kama wao ndio wenye ufunguo hapo na ni lazima twende hapo debeni, basi lazima kuwe kuna njia ya fair game. So ombi langu watengeneze fair game, alafu mambo atajipa tu taratibu ifikapo 2027, kwa sababu kila dalili inajionyesha. Mimi nitafungia kwa hapa sasa.
Okay, sawa msimamo. Nimeshukuru and thank you for everybody who has joined us tonight. Yeah, tutapatana kesho. Village anasema thanks, let us focus on Kasongo. Yeah, so Village kuja kesho mapema. Yeah, tomorrow we are meeting at 7. Anyway, nimeshukuru for those people who have liked the video, occasionally who support us. We appreciate and may God bless you. Yeah, tuko hapa mpaka Kasongo atoke. So we really appreciate. So tomorrow the show will be more vigorous. I have time. Thank you. Bye.